zone forecast for the eastern Long Island ocean beaches. For today, rip current risk, moderate. Surf heights around 3 feet.
Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another live severe weather coverage where we do have some severe weather kicking off as of right now across portions of the Northeast. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that just got issued about a half hour ago. So, my friends, let's go ahead and jump on into it because we actually have a few things we do need to discuss. So, first of all, you're going to notice we're on a different program here. We're going to be using this program here for today. The other program I don't have up and running right now, so that'll probably be, for next live stream. But right now, we're just going to have to go with Old Reliable here. It's still a really good program. I still absolutely love using it. Anyways, let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We have Vester. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Anna, Haley, Devin, Anti-Spiral, Caden. Let's see, Karen's here as well. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Hurricane Heather, what's up? Hope you guys are doing great. Glad to have you guys here as of right now. So, first off the bat, like I was saying, we have a watch that's in effect here. That's just got issued here, like I said, about a half hour ago. So, basically across these pink shaded colors. So, this is where the Severe Thunderstorm Watch is in effect for, including portions of southern Maine, portions here of southern portions of Vermont and New Hampshire, portions here of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, portions here of Connecticut, and even portions here of eastern New York. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch. This is number 523, and this will remain in effect until 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the goal for this live stream is to be live until 8 o'clock. That's kind of the plan. We're going to be live here for a few hours to give you guys the coverage. Now, as you can obviously tell straight off the bat, we're seeing lots and lots of action already starting to kind of play off here. If we go back here on the radar view, you can start to see, it's going to skip here a second. There you go. We can start to see a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings are being issued here as of right now. First one we're going to be talking about here, there is one that's in effect directly in northern portions of Connecticut, portions here towards West Simsbury, portions of, let's go see, Sumfield Depot, portions here of, Depot, I pronounced that, Southwood Acres, portions of Thompsonville. Let's go ahead and see your East Long Meadow. So obviously those locations, and those are where we are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning. Now for this guy, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail is a concern. This will be in effect here until 2:45 Eastern Daylight Time here for today. So once again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that will be in effect here once again until 2:45. So we have ourselves about 40 minutes to go in that cell. Now we have another one here that's moving in. This is kind of a double state warning for portions of eastern New York State into portions of western Massachusetts here. It's actually a pretty interesting looking shape to the storm here. As you can actually see, we are seeing a little bit of a bowing segment. It kind of looks like on this individual cell. Pittsfield included, portions of Dalton, Lee, so you can see Lenox, portions here of Philmont as well. So that is kind of what we're looking at here. Portions of Chatham kind of moving out of the warning, as you just now seen. They just updated the polygon. So, but anyways, looking relatively, still a pretty interesting looking cell. Now, when it comes to this guy, the main concern here is also 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, and this will be in effect here, basically, let's see, until 2:30. So we have about 25 minutes to go in the cell here around Pittsfield. Pittsfield's about to get slammed right now if you're not already. And it's honestly kind of looking a bit interesting here. Anyways, so here's a velocity scan. You can obviously tell there's a lot of outbound winds pushing out. So yeah, maybe some damaging wind gusts could be a possibility in regard to these storms here for today. That's kind of the main concern, you guys, is we do have a tornado possibility. The main concern is the main concern is damaging winds. Tornadoes is a concern too, but the main concern is damaging wind gusts. Obviously with hail and an isolated tornado or two could indeed be a possibility here for today. Another warning in place across portions of Massachusetts for Gardner, Baldwinsville. Let's see, we have another one here for portions of Newport, Claremont, starter portions here of Jamaica, not the country, but the area here. Newfane, portions of Putney, Grafton as well. Portions of Plymouth, Ashland, Winona, New Hampton, and Bristol. So this is right here across portions of pretty much. It's pretty much right there in New Hampshire. Like I said, obviously we have some more cells moving its way into Vermont as well. We're really starting to see a lot of action, really starting to fire off here. Really over the last several minutes, really over the last hour. The crazy thing is that these storms have actually fired off a lot earlier than what we anticipated. And based off of what the models were showing, these severe storms actually fired off a lot earlier than what we actually thought. So, honestly, kind of took me by surprise. Not going to lie, like I said, we were expecting initiation to kick off between 2 and 4, and we were planning on going live at 3, but obviously that didn't happen because severe storms have already started firing off here. So honestly, but that's kind of what the HRRR model was showing yesterday. If you guys remember on our pre-event live stream, we were talking about basically, you know, the HRRR was a little bit ahead of the time, and it kind of looks like this event is already playing off a little ahead. So, you know, maybe the HRRR is in a pretty good agreement here for this system here for today. I also do want to mention, though, guys, we do have a flash flood warning that is in effect across portions here, Massachusetts, portions here towards North Amherst, Hatfield, Amherst Center, South Amherst, portions of Northampton, and East Hampton. So basically, this is a flash flood warning. Doppler radar has indicated some thunderstorms producing heavy rainfall. Between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain has already fallen. Now, obviously, they're saying an additional amount of 1 to 3 inches is still possible. So we could expect more across the area there for right now. So that's kind of the main, that's kind of the thing there, is that we are actually seeing ourselves, you know, some flash flooding potential as well. Now, as you remember yesterday, we were talking about this event, and the thing is that flash flooding is possibility, but it's not really a major concern. Like I said, today's major concern is the line of storms really track across pretty populated areas here of the Northeast, and obviously, with that being said, some widespread damaging winds could obviously occur, you know, obviously causing a bit of damage. Obviously, let's hope that that's not the case here for today, but obviously, that's a possibility. You know, that's a possibility what we're talking about here. And like I said, obviously, an isolated tornado or two, maybe a few tornadoes could be possible today, as we do indeed have a tornado risk across the watch area here for today. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on here too, as well as the velocity scans and take a look for rotation. But yeah, so like I said, that's kind of what we are looking at there. So, but anyways, you guys, so we got to watch out for hail, large hail, damaging winds, as well as some tornadoes being possible for today. So that's something we're going to watch out for. Now, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to switch to velocity here. We're going to see if there's any really areas of rotation. I'm not really seeing anything rotating as of now, which this is actually pretty good news. I'm going to switch radar views to the one towards Boston. That's a little bit of something. Okay, that's not really rotation, though. That's kind of more of a little bit of in and outbound winds here. But anyways, so as of right now, I'm not really seeing anything too crazy going on in regard to tornadic cells. So as of right now, there is no tornado or imminent tornado danger. But like I said, as these cells do progress here, do not be surprised if we do get a few pop-up tornado warnings, and maybe a tornado or two could be a result of that. So, like I said, we're just going to keep an eye on it. We're going to see what's going to happen here. So yeah, that is kind of what we are looking at. So once again, my friends, obviously, please stay safe out there. If you know anyone across portions here of Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, portions of southern Vermont, New Hampshire, and even southern Maine, and southeastern portion of New York State, just give them a heads up. Let them know that severe weather is possible here for today. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the storm prediction center view here for right now. So right now we have ourselves a severe threat level 2 out of 5. Across portions of the Northeast. We're going to zoom into this so you guys can see it a little bit better. You can obviously tell here, yeah, level 2 out of 5 across portions here of the Northeast. So this is where severe weather is the most probable across the yellow area here for today. Like I said, no matter what threat you're in, there is still a threat for severe weather. And that's kind of the thing here, is that we are expecting widespread severe weather all across the Northeast to be a big possibility for today. So, and like I was telling you guys, in regard to tornadoes, there is a tornado chance across portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, as well as portions here of Maine. You know, portions more southern Maine, portions here of Connecticut, and obviously Rhode Island and eastern New York State. So watch out for that. Hail is kind of the same area for the tornado risk, as you can actually kind of see here. And obviously damaging winds is kind of the major concern. But anyway, so that's kind of what we are looking at, guys. So please stay safe out there. And like I said, obviously, if you guys have... if you guys have any questions, let me know. We got you guys covered here for today, and I'm gonna, make sure that you guys are staying up to date here, because obviously that is our main concern, is to help and save as many possible lives as possible here for today. That is the reason why we are live. That's the reason why we're always live here, is for that. Now look at this, guys. We're actually having a report coming through here. That's actually really kind of interesting here. So apparently we've had ourselves a 44 mile per hour wind gust being reported here towards Pittsfield. That's the cool thing about this program, and what I love is that we have all these little wind barbs here that I can show us. And as you're looking at, it does look like we actually did have ourselves a, like I said, it does look like we actually do have ourselves a, basically a 44 mile per hour wind gust. Now, that's not really classified as severe, but it's definitely a strong wind gust. And obviously, damaging wind gusts could also be a possibility out of the storm. So obviously that's kind of yeah, that's kind of a bit interesting. So we got to keep an eye on that cell here. It does look like we do have ourselves another warning, or another 2 warnings that just now popped up here. Let's see. We're going to switch radars here towards Maine for this line. You can really start to see this line forming like I was telling you guys about, and those little few cells firing off ahead of the line. That was kind of the idea that we did have here yesterday, and it does kind of look like that is what is going on there. But anyways, regardless, we have ourselves a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Lincoln, Plymouth, portions of Ashland, Winona, portions of Bristol. I was going to see Moultonborough. So this is new warnings that's in place here. These will expire. This one's at 2:15. This one here is at, let's see here. This one's until 3. So obviously, okay, so this guy is actually about to expire up here towards Plymouth, but this is probably the extension warning for portions of Winona, New Hampton, Moultonborough. So the main concern with this guy is, once again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and obviously quarter-size hail is a possibility out of this. So watch out for those possibilities here. But, we'll keep on watching it. We're going to watch and see what this is going to do. You just now saw that one warning just now get canceled, so that's definitely some good news there. But anyway, so yeah, we have 6 warnings in effect here. As of right now, as you can see on our warning counter, we do have down there. Now, something I've noticed with the warning counters, it does take about 2 minutes to update sometimes. But anyways, that's what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and see here. But in Massachusetts, we got a few these days, and today it is. So like I said, obviously, Daniel, please stay safe there today. Like I said, Massachusetts, obviously right now is seeing a bit of severe action, especially towards the central and western side, where we do have a total of 3 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for the state here currently. Also, we have some flash flood warnings just popping up here too. We just had a new one just pop up here towards Springfield and portions here pretty much towards Belchertown, Ware, Bondsville, Three Rivers. So those locations now are under a flash flood warning. Kind of similar to the people here just to the north. I mean, obviously we're seeing a lot of rainfall due to these thunderstorms and stuff like that, in which obviously that is something that we gotta watch out here for. So we'll keep an eye on it, guys. We'll definitely continue to watch it, and we'll see what happens here. I mean, obviously, like I said, we do have a tornado possibility here for today as well, so we're gonna have to swap on velocity scans every once in a while and check and see if there's any rotation that is ongoing, because obviously that might be a little something. Let's see here. That might be a possible area of rotation here west of Blair. Y'all see that? It looks like a little couplet that might be going on right there. So we're going to keep an eye on this here. That could be something to watch out for. That definitely could be something we might need to watch here. Let's go back at a few scans. So it does look like it's actually kind of pulling in some more inbound winds. So that might be a small area of rotation that's ongoing there. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. And obviously, if anything happens, then we'll definitely let you know. Okay, we'll definitely let you guys know. But yeah, so it just goes to show you guys that we might have the possibility of a isolated tornado or 2 here for today. So we're definitely just gonna keep an eye on that here. But anyways, so like I said, guys, if you got any questions, let me know. We're gonna be here for you all. See, Andon is freaking out about the 2% tornado threat. So, Andon, a 2% chance is a pretty low chance of having tornadoes overall, specifically for one specific location, which is honestly less than 2%. So I'd say you should be fine. It's nothing to worry about. You will definitely be fine when it comes to that. So, but it's just something we're going to watch out for. I do plan on going live tomorrow too. That's kind of the plan here, is to possibly go live here tomorrow too, to give you guys more coverage in regard to the storms. Because across portions here of the north for tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what we're looking at here for tomorrow's outlook. We actually do have a pretty decent threat here in regard to obviously maybe some more severe thunderstorms. Now, this actually extends a pretty long distance here, all the way from portions here of, Minnesota, all the way down into portions here towards northern Texas. Now, Wausau, Wisconsin's not in there, Andon, so Andon, you're not even supposed to be worrying about this. The tornado threat is not for you specifically, although it does include portions here of western Wisconsin and portions of Minnesota here for tomorrow, so we got to watch out for that. Damaging winds and hail. The damaging winds is kind of the main threat, with secondary hail threat, and then obviously the tornado or 2 cannot be ruled out here. So, but that's kind of tomorrow's concerns, and honestly, we'll probably be live for this as well. But like I was saying, for today, our main concern is across the northeast, where we do have that slight risk that that extra level of severity across the regions here of the Northeast. So obviously, like I said, towards Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, and portions here of eastern New York. Those are the areas that we are paying attention to. Also, portions of southern Maine as well is inside of this this second threat of possible severe weather. And like I was saying, across those areas, tornadoes, not a big chance, but it's a possibility. And we got to be on a lookout for an isolated tornado or two being possible. Like I said, the main concern is damaging winds with a 15% chance probability every 25 miles of seeing damaging winds 60 miles per hour or more. And also hail is kind of a concern too, but more of that secondary concern, if that makes any sense. So basically, the main concern is the main concern is damaging winds. Second concern is hail. The third concern is a possibility of an isolated tornado or two. And obviously, when it comes to thunderstorms, I mean, you got lightning being a possibility. Obviously, lightning is a killer too. Lightning and flooding. Now, flooding's not really a major concern, but as of right now, we actually are starting to see a few flash flood warnings emerge here across portions of Massachusetts. Kind of on the western side, portions here towards Northampton, portions towards Hatfield, Amherst Center, portions here now down to the south for Belchertown, Ware, Bondsville, Three Rivers, and Springfield. So those locations do have a flash flood warning, obviously saying, okay, we've seen a decent amount of rainfall that's already fallen over the last little bit, and we are expecting, in this case, about 1 to 3 more inches of rain to possibly fall across the Warren area. So this could obviously cause rises in rivers, streams, creeks, you name it, and could cause some localized flash flooding, which obviously if you see any flooding over roadways, turn around, don't drown. That's what they say. And obviously in that case, you do not want to risk it. I mean, if you can't see through the water to the ground, you don't want to take the chance. You don't want to take the chance because obviously, I mean, even 6 inches of rain can sweep away vehicles, and obviously, that is seriously not something that we do want to deal with here. So obviously, my friends, please stay safe out there. Now we're getting some reports coming in here from Devon. So actually, something we're going to be watching out for. Anyways, but yeah, so we have ourselves a report coming in here from Devon. It looks like almond-sized hail, which is, I mean, nothing too crazy. But, I mean, here you go. This is what Devon has actually sent in to us. But that's kind of what we're looking at. So, obviously, kind of small-size hail, nothing too crazy. Yeah, nothing extreme here. This was reported. Let's see, where was this at? Yeah, it doesn't say where this was exactly at. But I would assume the northeast where these storms are going off here. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just... I mean, we just don't have the information there. They didn't give us an exact area of where this was located. But anyways, regardless, though, but like I was saying, you guys, we definitely just got to keep an eye on these storms here for today. Let's go ahead and see here. Mike says, hey, Andrew, hope you're all doing well. You too, Mike. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing all right, my friend. Glad to have you here. And, yeah, so like I said, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for y'all. And, that's the plan. We're going to try to be here until the watch gets canceled. Like I said, we have a watch, obviously, across the pink. This is a severe thunderstorm watch number 523, and this will be in effect here until 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Now, for my friends following along on the Central Time Zone, this will be in effect here until 7 o'clock Central. But since this is on the eastern side of the United States, this will be in effect here until, obviously, 8 o'clock. So we got to watch out for that. But yeah, so that's currently what's going on. So obviously in this case, we could expect some damaging wind gusts, with this watch. That's the reason they put it there, is for damaging winds and maybe some small hail. And like I said, an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. So that's something that we got to watch out here for. That is indeed a possibility here. So we actually have ourselves another report. Actually, here comes the an alert coming through here. Let's go and listen to this, you guys. And we'll see what's going on here. New warning coming through. Give it a second to stop blaring for a minute. Here we go. All right, let's go listen to this and see what it has to say.
The National Weather Service in Upton, New York, has issued a special marine warning for...
Oh, it's just special marine warning.
New Jersey to Fire Island Inlet, New York, out 20 nautical miles. Fire Island Inlet to Morges Inlet, New York, out 20 nautical miles. Long Island...
I'm getting reports from Devon that a funnel cloud was reported in Arizona.
Located near Island Park, moving northeast at 15 knots. Hazard: wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source: radar indicated. Impact: small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Jones Beach, South Oyster Bay, Island Park, Barnum Island, Middle Bay, East Bay, Fire Island Inlet, and Jones Inlet. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.
Okay. So there you go. So that was basically just a alert saying that we got a special marine warning. Basically just a hazard for the boaters out there. Something we need to watch. But as you guys just saw there on the report I just pulled up, we actually did have ourselves a... we just had ourselves a funnel cloud being reported here. Not in the northeast, but this is actually for Arizona. This is 7 miles east-southeast of Meteor Crater in Arizona. Don't know exactly where that's at. But anyway, so yeah, funnel clouds reported. This was as of 11 a.m. local, so this was 11:05. So Pacific time, obviously. So this would be 12:05 Mountain, 1:05 Central, 2:05 Eastern. So this was literally just as of like 17 minutes ago. So that's actually pretty crazy. That's actually relatively crazy. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting to see there. So thank you for reporting that there. And like I said, if you guys have anything to report here in regard to obviously severe weather in regard to things here, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162, and we'll show you guys' reports here on the channel. And obviously, just to kind of help spread awareness and stuff like that of what is going on, just to kind of give a visual perspective of what's happening. Now, I know what you're seeing on radar and what's actually happening is totally two different things. And, obviously, from what radar is kind of more digitally versus what's actually happening. But yeah, so like I said, obviously, obviously, though, this is going to be something we need to watch out for. And definitely is something quite interesting here. But yeah, so once again, guys, it looks like we have a warning that's in effect across portions of northern Connecticut for portions here towards Windsor Locks, portions here of Thompsonville, Hazardsville. Now look at this. We actually have ourselves a wind or gust report of 38 miles per hour. So the winds are actually moving constantly at 25 miles per hour here, kind of near west of Windsor Locks, south of Sunfield Depot, however you want to say that. Because I know like Home Depot is, regardless though, not sponsored by the way. But anyway, so basically we're seeing 38 mile per hour wind gusts being actually observed here, which that is not considered damaging winds, but obviously that is definitely kind of concerning, and obviously that is something that we do need to watch out for. But anyways, regardless though, that is what's going on here. So we have another warning that's sharing borders between eastern portions of New York into portions of western Massachusetts, Pittsfield, portions of Dalton, portions of Lenox, Lee is included here, portions here towards Philmont. Now here's another thing, like I said, we had ourselves a 44 mile per hour wind gust actually being reported here. So obviously those winds are actually quite screaming here. I mean, we're talking 30 mile per hour sustained winds with 44 mile an hour wind gusts being reported here. Now, this warning is in effect here for quarter size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Kind of just a baseline severe thunderstorm warning, but still, regardless, that is considered severe, and that is still something that we got to continue watching here, guys. So, but anyways, let's go and see here. But yeah, so let's go see. Morna says, good day, y'all, watching from Australia. Wow. 24 a.m. here. Time for bed, I think. Sounds good there, Morna. Well, glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it's definitely really cool to see a lot of people join from the other parts of the world. Definitely really, really cool. Well, thank you for joining us today. And obviously, I hope you're having a wonderful day here so far. And I hope you get some great sleep tonight. But anyway, so yeah, we also have some more warnings here in New Hampshire as well. Across portions of Claremont, Newport, Goshen, portions here of Stoddard, portions of Gilsum. Another warning here for portions of, let's see, Meredith, portions of Winona, and east of New Hampton for the most part. So that is kind of what we are looking at here. So these are, like I said, most of these warnings here are just for 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. I mean, honestly, nothing too extreme in regard to the damaging winds and hail aspect. But obviously, like I was saying though, I mean, we should definitely still keep an eye on this. Now we're gonna switch to velocity here. We're gonna see what's going on in regard to, see if for any rotation that's going on. Now there towards Ware, there's a little bit of kind of weak rotation. Kind of look like I really wouldn't call that much of anything. That might be a little something happening here. You can kind of see over the last scans here towards Barre, Barre. I think that's Barre. But anyways, regardless, so you can see right in there, I think that might be a little area of rotation that we might need to monitor here. So we're definitely going to keep our eyes open for this, and we're going to see what is going to go on with this. So this might be something that we need to watch here. We're going to switch. We're going to tilt up a little bit. We're going to grab some higher scans. So yeah, I mean, this does lead up to we're tilting the radar up. So obviously at this point, we can see that the higher we go up here, the more it does show on the velocities can't. So that's back to the surface. So obviously that's actually pretty crazy looking. Obviously, there's see nothing popping up there. You don't want anything to pop up on this view because that would indicate a tornado on the ground, which obviously that's something that we do not want here for today. But anyway, so this this is right here located in central Massachusetts currently at the moment. But that is kind of what we are watching here. Like I said, that's just something we're going to keep an eye on here. Like I said, there's more warnings, some severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for these guys. Like I said, these guys are for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Goshen, portion of Newport, Claremont, Stoddard, Gilsum included. Another warning here for Moultonborough, Winona, Meredith, and New Hampton. So obviously we're going to keep an eye on for that guy. And we have another one here in northern Connecticut for portions of Thompsonville, portions of Windsor Locks, and Tariffville. Or Tariffville. I think that's how you pronounce that right there. Tariffville. So obviously, yeah, we've got to keep an eye on these guys. Now we're going to move down to the south a bit. Like I said, obviously here towards New Jersey, it would not be impossible if we do see isolated cells popping up here. Maybe an isolated severe storm could be possible more down to the south. Now, like I was telling you guys, this area here in the pink, this is where our severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. And this is number 523. This will remain in effect here until 8 o'clock Eastern time. So we will try to be live here as long as possible. I'm going to try to be live here until the watch does get canceled. But obviously that's still a little bit down in time. But we'll watch it. We'll definitely get it. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. Looks like a new warning just now got issued. Let's see. Did they put a tornado possible on this? They did. So there you go. So like I was telling you guys, there was that bit of rotation that was ongoing. They just now issued a severe thunderstorm warning for it, and they did indeed put a tornado possible on it. So, actually there's two areas. They're saying that might be a possible. So it looks like we might just not be seeing one, but maybe two areas of possible rotation. The first one going on here towards Ware, that might be something we need to watch, and the second one here towards Bear. I think that's how you say it. Bear and Ware. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but this is right here in the state of Massachusetts. Now, obviously, we got to really watch this. I mean, like I said, that looks like some pretty decent amount of rotation that might be ongoing with this. They did issue another warning for this guy, too, and they also put a tornado possible. So, both of these warnings here, they do have tornado possible. So, we're going to keep an eye on these guys, as this thing could possibly throw up a tornado warning here in a few moments. It's a possibility. Like I said, they put a tornado being possible, which does not mean it's immediately likely, but it means that it's possible. It means it could happen down the line. It means that we need to watch this cell very, very closely and do not be surprised if a tornado warning gets issued, basically what that means. So that's kind of what we're watching here. We're kind of waiting to see if we get a warning coming through here. I'd say that this guy to the north towards Bear, or however you pronounce it, I feel like this one has the better potential. I mean, obviously, if we look at radar scan, you can tell there's a decent amount of rotation that is currently ongoing with this here currently. So, we're definitely going to watch this here. Let's go to your Daniel says it's pronounced like Barry. Oh, okay, I got you. So it's Barry, Massachusetts. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, Barry, Massachusetts here. Another warning just popped up for southern portions of New Hampshire. Let's see for portions here towards Marlsborough, Troy. Let's see here for Bennington, portions of Antrim, and Hillsborough. That's another warning that just now got issued here. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to watch on these guys very, very closely. That's actually pretty decent. I'd say it's pretty decent rotation that's ongoing there, so that's going to be something we might need to watch here for maybe a possible tornado warning getting issued here soon. It's a possibility. We'll see. We'll definitely continue to watch this here closely. And obviously, if anything pops up, we'll be here for you guys. So we now have six six active severe thunderstorm warnings that is in effect here. Let's go see here, kind of like Barry. Is it like Barry? I'm just going to call it Barry. I hope you guys understand. Let's just call it Barry, okay? So Barry, Massachusetts. Like I said, we're watching this right here. Actually, two areas, like I said, towards Ware and towards Barry here. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. We're going to see... We're gonna see the potential in this. Like I said, obviously the National Weather Service did put tornado possible. You see that down there? So they're basically saying, okay, so obviously in this case, there's a bit of rotation that's happening on radar. And they're saying, okay, do not be surprised because tornadoes can quickly develop out of severe thunderstorms. So that's basically what they're saying there. But But that is, like I said, that is kind of what is happening here as of right now. And like I said, we currently have ourselves 6 warnings in effect here. The first one's across portions of northern Connecticut. Like I said, look at this guy. We've actually had 25-mile-an-hour winds, constant winds. But we actually have a 38-mile-an-hour wind gust coming out towards Sunfield Deposit, or Depot, or, yeah. So obviously that's kind of what we're looking at there. So we're definitely going to watch that there as well. And there was another cell we were watching here just a minute ago. Wow, what's going on here? Look at that. Hold on. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts with winds of 54 miles an hour being reported here in northern portions of New Hampshire? What? Hold on. What's going on here? Hold on. This is towards Gorham. This might be a radar glitch or a station glitch here, or a weather station glitch. But that's honestly very, very interesting to see here. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, we're watching 2 areas, you guys, for possible tornado activity. Like I said, the National Weather Service did put 2 tornado possible tags on both of these severe thunderstorm warnings in Massachusetts. And as we were doing the pre-live stream here yesterday, basically the pre-event live stream, we were determining, yes, that there is definitely definitely an unstable atmosphere across these regions here, which, instability is there. Tons and tons of energy there in the atmosphere. And obviously, with the wind shear, basically the way that the winds are blowing at different elevations, does line up to actually pose a possible tornado threat here for today. So it kind of looks like towards Barrie definitely is still ongoing here at the moment. But anyways, we are going to definitely keep our eyes here very, very closely. We need to watch this very, very closely, because this thing could go nasty at any moment. So that's kind of why we're sticking around on this type of screen here for a little bit. So we're kind of watching this here very, very closely. You can see over the last few scans, this isn't relatively new. This has been kind of going on. It kind of looks like your outbound winds might be fading a little bit, but don't let that fool you, because obviously they can recycle very, very quickly. Anyways, we got some more reports coming in here from Devon. We're going to go ahead and take a look at these here as of right now. Let me go ahead and show you guys. So this is actually reports coming in here. This is from, this came in here from today. Wow, actually pretty daggone crazy. So y'all look at this. It's pretty daggone crazy. So here's some reports coming in here from Devon. This was actually uploaded by Marcy, I think Marcy Williams. Anyways, well, look at that. Look at those clouds. Absolutely beautiful. Shelf cloud there. And you obviously got your rain shaft right behind it. So you can see right there, especially on that first image, you can kind of see where that rain shaft starts. That is all dumping a bunch of rain on the surface. And this is what we call a shelf cloud. That big old long overhang. The reason we call it a shelf cloud is because it looks like a shelf. You can put stuff on here. So obviously that's the reason we call it a shelf cloud, is because of that. But that is kind of interesting. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Now, Kate is saying it's pronounced bear. Okay, so I'm still going to call it Barrie, just because I've already gotten used to it. So obviously, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, you guys can specifically see it, like I said, right here. Barre. However you want to say that. I'm going to say, is it Barrie? I'm just going to call it Barrie. It might be Barrie, Barrie. Okay, anyways, regardless, like I said, we are watching this area of rotation that is currently going on there. And like I said, the National Weather Service did put a tornado possible tag on that. So that's definitely something to watch out here for. But with the storm also, not only is a tornado a possibility, but 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, it can also not be ruled out. So that's kind of the reason why we have a severe thunderstorm warning, is for the damaging wind gust potential, and obviously maybe some small hail as well. That is definitely a possibility here. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So guys, we definitely have got to watch out for this here very, very closely. And like I was saying, we also do have some flash flood warnings. We've already seen a decent amount of rainfall fall across portions of western side of, like I said, obviously western sides here of Massachusetts. So that is kind of what we are watching here. So we're going to keep our eyes on it. We're definitely going to watch this here very, very closely. Like I said, obviously some flash flooding, basically flash meaning quick. Quick flooding of streams, creeks, obviously rivers and stuff like that can obviously be a concern. And low-lying areas especially can definitely rise higher. And like I said, if you see any water on the roadways, turn around. You do not want to be going through that. They say turn around, don't drown. Turn around. Don't take the chance, because obviously that could be a very, very, very big hazard, is crossing into pretty much unknown depth water. That's seriously, even 6 inches of rain can sweep a vehicle away. It can. So obviously that's kind of a big thing, you guys. So definitely that's something we got to watch out for. Is also the possibility of flooding. Like I said, the main concern here is that damaging wind potential. Damaging winds. Obviously, secondary threat being hail, then an isolated tornado or two could be possible when it comes to lightning and flash flooding as well. So there's multiple hazards for an event like today, and obviously we gotta watch every single one of them. But once again, so for my friends who's just now joining us, like I said, we are watching. It kind of looks like those outbound winds kind of look like they're starting to diminish. That might be some good news. But anyways, regardless though, we are watching towards Barry or Bari, however you pronounce this here. I'm getting all kinds of input on this. I'm going to call it Bari. I think it might be Bari. B-A-R-R-E. Anyway, so towards Bari and towards Ware, if we go back here a few frames, you're going to notice that we had two couplets, two areas of rotation that was going on between both of these little towns. Now, it kind of looks like with the latest scans, at least the one towards Bari is kind of might be fading out here. But like I said, do not let that surprise you if it recycles, because these systems are known to do that. They still have that tornado possible tag on it. So obviously, basically just saying, hey, okay, obviously severe thunderstorms can quickly, obviously tornadoes can quickly develop from severe thunderstorms. So that is something that we have got to watch out for, is obviously that. But once again, my friends, obviously please, please stay safe out there. And like I said, obviously, please just make sure that you guys are staying up to date on this, and obviously make sure that you guys are obviously watching this here very, very closely. Because like I said, if you know anyone across these areas here, especially in the pink, like I said, this is our severe thunderstorm watch area. This is the areas we got to watch out here for. Now I'm going to turn off radar for 1 second, just to show you where these areas are located, okay? So this includes portions of southern Maine, southern Vermont, New Hampshire, actually moving into more central portions of New Hampshire, portions here towards Massachusetts, obviously the area here of, Rhode Island included, like the entire state, the small little state that Rhode Island is all under a severe thunderstorm watch, all of Connecticut as well, and portions of southeastern and almost the east central sides here of portions of New York State. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So obviously that is something we're going to need to watch here very, very closely. And like I said, this is where the watch is, and this is kind of where severe weather is expected to occur for today. And like I said, this is number 523, and this will be in effect until 8 o'clock p.m., you guys. So we have until 8 before this watch does get canceled. So obviously, we still have ourselves a little bit to go here. And like I was saying, I do plan on being here as long as possible. I'm going to attempt to be here for as long as I can, because obviously I want you guys to be up to date. I want you guys to stay safe during these events here. I mean, obviously, yeah, they are a pretty big deal, and they are something that we need to monitor very, very closely, but we're definitely going to keep our eyes on it for it. Let's check some of these other guys here. Yeah, these ones aren't for tornadoes possible, which is definitely some good news. Yeah, not. So like I was saying, though, only the cells down here in Massachusetts right now, I'd say, is the one so we got to really watch here for right now. Like I said, I have most of my eyes here on these one cells. It looks like those outbound winds are moving away, or actually starting to kind of fade out here, which is some good news. But like I said, obviously we got to keep an eye on these here very, very closely. Okay, and but anyway, so areas here towards northern portions of Connecticut as well. We actually have ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Thompsonville, portions of Hazardsville. Let's go see here portions of Windsor Locks, Terriffill. So that is a severe warning in effect here. This will be in effect, you guys, until 2:45 Eastern Time. So until 2:45, this will remain in effect here. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well as half-dollar size hail is a possibility. So this actually got upgraded in the hail realm. So we actually are seeing ourselves literally the hail getting up to 1.25 inches. So obviously, obviously in that case, that's some pretty large hail that's ongoing there. For a lot of these guys, though, we're seeing, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail. That's kind of under the hail threat there. But once again, so this is more warnings. So these are the ones that are possible tornadic, though, in which we have got to definitely watch out for. But anyways, you guys, so we're definitely going to keep our eyes on it, you guys, and we're going to watch this here. Here comes another report coming in here from Devon of actually a really crazy-looking cloud. This is obviously a beautiful storm here. This was here in Manville, Wyoming, as of yesterday. Look at this. It was uploaded by Devon, but posted by Brendan at Brendan me. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So wow, that's actually really, really cool. So thank you so much there, Devon. Greatly, greatly appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for reporting that here to us. And but like I said, my friends, if If you know anyone across the Northeast, I mean, like I said, especially portions of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, the southern edge of Maine, and portions of southeastern New York State, give them a heads up. Let them know that severe weather is possible. And like I said, all types of hazards could be a possibility for today. The main concern is damaging winds. And in this case, we could see some damaging wind gusts, maybe up to, I'd say maybe up to 70 miles per hour at max could be possible for today. So 70 mile per hour wind gusts at max could be possible. Obviously, in regard to hail as well. Hail is a decent concern as well when it comes to the storms here for today. So hail, and also in regard to an isolated tornado or two, could also indeed be a possibility. But anyway, so that is kind of what we are looking at there. So we're definitely just going to keep our eyes out for it, my friends. We're definitely going to watch it here very, very closely, and we are going to watch this. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for you guys. We got you all covered here. As of right now, we're watching 6 warnings that's currently in effect here. And like I said, the one that's caught my eye here, obviously, like I said, it kind of looks like it might be on a better trend here. Like you can obviously tell towards Bari a little bit ago. This was actually a rotating storm here at one point. But then obviously here over the last scan, it looks like those outbound winds, the winds moving away from the radar, is weakening. So obviously the rotation is indeed weakening here. But anyway, so that is kind of what we are talking about here. So regardless though, so we are going to still continue watching them. Like I said, obviously an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out here for today. Now, once again, my friends, thank you all for joining us here for today. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We got you all covered here for today. Once again, thank you all for being here. Haley says, can I do something with Nightbot? Yeah, I need to do something with that. Let's go see. ATR says, my friend lives in Waterbury, Connecticut. Will he get storms today? So I would definitely say, here's Connecticut for right now. You said towards Waterbury, which is located right here. Not too hard to find here in a small state as such. But anyways, regardless though, right now, it looks like, we are starting to see a decent amount of storm activity starting to fire off. Now, it kind of looks like, if you look towards Waterbury, where you said he's from, you can actually see that it looks like there's a cell really starting to looks like it's starting to pop up here along the western side, the southwestern side of him. And so this might, even the small little cells we got to watch out for, as they could eventually go, it would not take long for these things to really mature. So, as of right now, I'd say it's a big possibility, yes, that he could see some severe storms, some strong to severe storms here for today. And like I said, really over the next hour or two is the highest probability, because right now we're starting to see a lot of action across Connecticut as of right now. But anyways, regardless though, that is kind of what we are talking about here. So we're definitely going to keep our eyes on this. We're going to keep on watching this here. And obviously, like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We are going to be here for y'all and keep you guys covered. But anyways, regardless though, like I said, we have ourselves, like I said, 6 severe thunderstorm warnings that is in effect here at the moment across portions of New Hampshire. We have a big chunk of storms firing off here in southern portions of the state here. So once again, for portions here towards Moultonboro, portions here towards Meredith, New Hampshire, portions here towards Winona. We have an active warning in effect here for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, so obviously that's something to watch out there for. We have ourselves another warning that's in effect here just to the west for the same state here, for portions of, Georges Mills, portions here of North Sutton, portions of Andover, Danbury. That looks like a hook. What's going on here? Hold on. Yeah, it's nothing rotational-wise. It's just the shape of the storm. It looks like a big hook, though. But anyways, regardless, though, Andover included, portions here towards Danbury, Grafton. This guy is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail, which is 0.88 inches, which is not considered severe in the hail aspect. But in regard to damaging wind potential, it's possible. And this will be in effect here until 3:15. So obviously, we have ourselves about 30 more minutes to go before that does get canceled there. Anyway, so that's kind of what we are looking at. Just to the south, portions of Stoddard, portions of Hillsborough, towards Petersboro, portions of Troy. This is something we got to watch out here for, too. Until 3:15, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, as well as quarter-size hail. So once again, that quarter-size hail being a possibility. And let's see, we got one of those warnings that just now got canceled, so we're now at 5. That counter should go down here in a minute. But anyway, so obviously that is kind of what we are watching here. So anyway, so let's see. So towards portions of North Brookfield, portions of West Brookfield, Spencer, Worcester, Holden, portions here towards Shrewsbury, portions of Ashland, Southville, Marlborough, portions of Hudson, and Stowe. This is another warning that's in place here. Let's see, for obviously 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. This will be in effect here until 3:30 Eastern. So obviously, we have ourselves about 45 minutes to go on that guide. Now, but anyway, so yeah, that's all. That's the current update on all the warnings here, my friends. That is currently what we are watching here. So let's go see. What about Agawam? Let's go see Massachusetts. So obviously here is where this is at. I don't know exactly where that's at specifically. But you should know where you are at the. You should know where you are based off of what's going on here on the map. But anyway, so as of right now, like I said, the only severe warnings we're seeing is across the central portion. Now, depending on which side of the state you are in, the more the southeastern side, obviously towards like Cape Cod, those locations is not really in the watch, not in the watch area. But obviously, basically though, it would not be surprising if we did see an isolated severe storm or two. Across those areas, you are still in that severe weather risk regardless. I mean, like I said, just because the watch area is right here, the severe weather risk actually stretches out a larger distance here. If we look at it, like I said, this is where today's severe threat is. I mean, literally all the way from portions of northeastern Pennsylvania into central and northern portions of New Jersey and up. That's where the severe weather threat is for today. And like I said, the watch areas across this level 2 out of 5, this is where the severe potential is a little bit more greater, a little bit better potential of seeing some severe storms here. So obviously that's kind of where the, that's kind of where the main concern is here for today. And so we have a level 1 out of 5 across portions here of the green, and we have a level 2 out of 5 across the yellow. Now, like I said, no matter what level you're in, it's still categorized as a severe level threat, and obviously it is still considered severe storm. So that is something that we definitely have got to watch out here very, very closely for, is that obviously being said. So, but once again, my friends, please be safe there. Like I said, we definitely got to keep an eye on it. Rebecca says, what about Logan Airport in Boston? Do I think we're going to get some weather? So Boston, Massachusetts is over here. So obviously, there's a set of storms moving its way towards the Boston area here as of now, as you can actually see. We're going to switch to a closer radar here, K-Box. And you can notice that what we're looking at here is we're actually starting to see, right here's where Boston's at, right there. You can start to see this little line of storms that's starting to kind of grow together. These two cells just merged. But this little line of storms is tracking its way towards Boston, and eventually this could pose some impacts for the Boston area. Now, right now, like I said, the current warning that we have in place here is actually right next to Boston for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and obviously in this case, penny-size hail as well. Now, this will be in effect here, guys, until let's go see here. This will be in effect here until 3:30. So now, if this trend continues, and if this thing continues to pose a possible severe threat, they're probably going to extend this warning into Boston. The next update, they would probably. But anyways, regardless, though, we're just going to keep on watching it. Obviously, this thing has a lot of potential. It could do a lot of things by the time it reaches Boston. But it's just something to keep an eye out for, okay? So definitely something that we might need to watch here for the next little bit. Now, we're going to go ahead and switch here over to velocity scan. Like I said, we were watching a little couplet happening towards Barry. That was kind of going on there at the moment, or Bari. So this was a little couplet that was obviously ongoing there for a little bit, but this has kind of died out since. Obviously, he's looking a little bit better. Like I said, the National Weather Service did put a tornado possible tag on this storm here. As you can actually see, tornado being possible for both of these guys. Saying, okay, hey, so obviously a tornado is not imminent right now, but there is a little bit of rotation that we're picking up on the radar view, and it would not be impossible if we did get a tornado warning out of it. And in this case, as of now, it looks like that rotation is starting to bleed off a lot, which is definitely some great news for those people. But like I said, obviously, it's still a system we should still continue monitoring here. It's still something we should continue watching here. But anyways, so once again, my friends, just please stay safe there. And but yeah. Let's go and see here. Rebecca says, thank you very much for the info as I work at an airport. Wow. I got you covered, or I got you there, Rebecca. Well, obviously, like I said, just watch out for this line of storms. I'd say it's going to be there within the next hour to 2 hours or so. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time before it gets there. I mean, these storms are moving. Let's see how fast these guys are moving, actually. So moving east at 45 miles per hour. So if you're on a 45 mile per hour journey, yeah, it'll probably be about 2 hours or so. That's kind of what I'm estimating. I mean, obviously, that's kind of what I think is going to, be the time. But anyways, regardless, though, so yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. But anyways, guys, like I said, we're just going to keep on watching these guys. I mean, obviously, we're starting to see a lot of these cells really starting to pop up here, all across the region. And like I was saying, there's tons and tons of energy in the atmosphere here for today. Let's see. So we got ourselves a report coming in from Devin, but it says the tweet's unavailable, Devin. So obviously I can't share that with the stream here. But anyway, so yeah, so like I said, guys, we are watching these currently. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We got you all covered here in regard to these storms. Looks like we just got a new warning that just got issued for portions of these regions here towards portions near north of Sanbornville. This is right in the regions here towards Wolfeboro. So this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. So here's the thing. With this in particular storm here, we could see some pretty large chunkers of hail. Some pretty big, chunky hail being possible out of this storm here. And yes, it is considered damaging here. So obviously 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and maybe some half-dollar size hail. If you guys don't know the size of a half-dollar, it's about 1.25 inches in diameter. And in that case, that is some pretty decent winds. Now, or pretty decent hail. But if you mix the hail with the winds, obviously you get some wind-driven hail being possible, which can actually increase the impact force of the hail. So watch out for that, as that is definitely a possibility here. So we could see some denting of vehicles, and obviously with that type of hail. So if you can, and if you're ahead of the storm, the best thing to do would be to obviously, if you can do it safely, obviously you put your car in a garage or something like that, just to help protect your property. Just looking out for you guys. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was looking at for a lot of these severe storms here. Like I said, we are watching another warning that's in effect here for portions here towards Shrewsbury, portions of Woodville, Southville, Southborough, portions of Marlborough, portions here of Hudson. So we are watching that here currently. Now, like I said, this is currently in effect here. We have ourselves a little bit to go on this guy. Until 3:30, so we have a little bit over a half hour, actually 37 minutes to be exact here, until this warning does get canceled. So definitely we are going to keep our eyes on this cell here pretty closely. And anyways, update on velocity scan. Yeah, all that rotation has bled out here. Definitely some great news. A little bit ago, guys, a while back when we were tracking this, there was a bit of rotation. You can see in two different areas. We have some good news now. That is now gone for the most part. So we are looking relatively good. But anyways, regardless though, we need to continue watching these storms here because they can obviously recycle. They're definitely known to do so in regard to things. And so once again, my friends, just please stay safe out there. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. We got you guys covered here for today. We're going to give you guys all the live coverage. Like I said, I plan on being here until this watch does get canceled. Like I was saying, this is across the pink area. This is our watch here for today. Turning off the radar view just to show you guys across portions here of southern portions of, portions of Maine, portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, southeastern side here of New York State, all of Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, and the majority of Massachusetts is included in this watch. Now, like I said, the severe threat actually extends way farther out here. And, just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about here, is if we take a look at today's severe weather threat, you're going to notice that this actually covers a lot of ground. This really covers, I'm zooming in very, very far here for y'all. This really does cover a decent amount of ground here. Like I said, all the way until northeastern Pennsylvania. This is right where that line of severe storms kind of ends. So obviously this is where the severe potential is, across the dark green. And like I said, we have a level 2 out of 5. Like I said, we have 1 to 5. Obviously no matter what level you are, it's still considered severe. But we have the first level across portions here of the green. And obviously, like I said, we have the second threat across the areas here in the yellow. So that's kind of something we got to watch out for. So regardless, if you know anyone across the areas here in the northeast, just give them a heads up that, hey, severe weather could be possible for today. Like I said, the main concern here, we are seeing the possibility of an isolated tornado or two across the watch area possible for today. Maybe even some, damaging winds, kind of the main concern, followed by maybe some hail. So that's kind of something we got to watch out for. Miss Anonymous says, what does it mean when a storm can recycle? So basically what it means is, like, if you see an area of rotation and it kind of dies off, it looks like it's over, but they can recycle and they can bring back the rotation at any time. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I've seen that happen so many times in my lifetime in regard to these storms here. It's something, if you track storms for a while, you'll see it many times. Storms definitely can do that. So that's basically what that means. Hopefully that made sense for you. But anyways, so like I said, my friends, just please stay safe out there for today. If you got any questions, we're going to be here for you. I'm going to keep you guys, up to date in regard to the severe weather. I want you guys to be prepared, obviously. I want you guys to stay up to date with this. If you're new to the channel, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button while you're at it, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for joining us here for today on this lovely day here, obviously. some severe storms firing off here on Friday. So obviously we just got to keep an eye on it, you guys. And if anything crazy does pop up here, we'll definitely be here for y'all. So actually, here's something pretty daggone crazy I'm starting to see come through here. This is coming from Devon. And this almost seems hard to believe, but I know this is true. I know that's true. Yes, this can happen. It has a specific name. I used to know the name of it, but it's pretty, they're pretty rare to see. Now, some people might think that this is fake, but no, this is actually real. This actually can occur. The reason is because we have a lot of ice crystals up in the upper atmosphere. That's the reason of it, because a lot of, refraction from the photons of the sun. The sun angle has to do a lot of it. You can see it's sunset at the time, and it's hitting it horizontally. So it has to go through more atmosphere, obviously, and hitting the upper level ice crystals. But regardless, that is really, really beautiful. Very, very beautiful to look at. So, so you guys learn something new every day. Obviously, if you guys did not know that, then there you go. That's a real phenomenon. I don't know the name exactly. I used to remember. I used to know it. But it's been a while since I saw that type of weather. So obviously, it's been a little bit. But anyways, regardless though, as you can see here, Lion says rainbow cloud. Yeah, like I said, that is actually real. That actually is a real thing here. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look here back at velocity, see what's going on here as of right now. It does not look like much is going on here at the moment. Let's see here. Megan says a fire rainbow. It's pretty cool. Like I said, yeah, you have the sunset, obviously, that was going on there, and then obviously the upper level of the clouds with them ice crystals, really, really cool. Anyways, so let's go and take a look at this here, guys. We're going to switch up to main, and we're going to take a look at the velocities. Yeah, there's nothing really going on here as of right now, which is some great news. I mean, we're just looking for areas of rotation, because obviously if there's anything that happens, anything that catches my eye, we're going to report it. That we're going to be here to let you guys know. Anyways, but like I said, so we are obviously going to keep an eye. It looks like a new warning just got issued for southern Connecticut here. That's new. So right here for portions of Sheldon, portions here of Easton, Trumbull, Reading, Greenfield Hill. New warning. Let's go and listen to this warning, guys, and let's see what this has to say.
The National Weather Service in Upton, New York, has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Fairfield County, western New Haven County, until 3:45 p.m. At 2:57 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Weston, or 8 miles northwest of Bridgeport, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated.
This is if you guys want to read if you guys want to read along with it, it's right here.
Is possible. Expect wind damage to trees and power lines. This severe thunderstorm will be near Trumbull around 3:10 p.m. Stratford around 3:15 p.m. Milford and Shelton around 3:20 p.m. Derby around 3:25 p.m. Seymour and Orange around 3:30 p.m. Woodbridge around 3:35 p.m. Naugatuck and Beacon Falls.
So they're also talking about flash flooding being a potential out of this storm too.
And Bethany around 3:45
Just listen out for it, you'll hear it.
For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways.
And there you go. Okay, so as you just heard, guys, new severe thunderstorm warning just now gotten issued across portions here of southwestern Connecticut. Like I said, they also did put that flash flooding possibility on it. So basically saying, okay, so this is leading to some torrential rainfall. Heavy rainfall is falling out of this storm here. And in this case, we could see maybe a possible flash flood warning down the line. But anyways, let's see here. Let's see. Karen says, we saw a halo around the sun before storms last week in Texas. Wow, it's crazy. Judy says, I was supposed to keep it away from us, but some very loud thunder going on with flickering power. Well, Judy, stay safe out there. Like I said, obviously, if I could control the weather and keep it away from you, I would for sure. But a lot of people across the Northeast actually need this. It's definitely quite dry across a lot of the Northeast, believe it or not. Let's go ahead and see here. Ethan says that any weather in New Jersey. So yeah, across portions of New Jersey, we do have some thunderstorm action. You can obviously tell. This is probably going to increase as we continue throughout the day here for today. So like I said, the central and northern portion of New Jersey is in a severe weather threat. It really depends on which side of the state you're in. Now that threat does kind of cut off around that central point there. But that's kind of what we're looking at there. Since Veezer says, so once again, man, I told you at the beginning of last year we were not going to have any severe weather in West Virginia. And yes, when I say severe weather, that does include tornadoes too. So we're not expecting any severe storms towards West Virginia today. Anyways, let's see here. Karen says, yes, it was. I heard that one-side accident determined the weather when it was coming. I got you. Well, anyways, yeah, so Vezer, as of right now, like I said, there's nothing expected for West Virginia. You're looking relatively fine, okay? Like I said, conditionally severe weather is not expected here. Let's see here. Kevin says, hopefully you're doing good, Andrew. I just sent 2 things on Twitter from storms happening in Connecticut right now. Okay, let's go and actually take a look at that here, y'all. Got some reports apparently coming in here from Kevin. Let's see what's going on here of actual storms currently happening. Wow, Kevin. So this is actually really... This is reports actually coming in here from Kevin as of right now. So let's go and take a look at that, y'all. Big old cumulonimbus towers. Look at that. Wow. Kevin, absolutely beautiful. Thank you for reporting this to us. Yeah, so you got some very, very big columns starting to pop up here. You got some warm air pulling its way into the cooler environment. That is the beginning of a thunderstorm. Absolutely. That is really nuts. Here's the video he just sent us. Looks like he's at a Walmart. But regardless, though, that's really, really crazy. That is... definitely quite nuts. So that's really, really cool. So if you guys look up in the sky and you see a big hovering tower like that, just expect maybe some thunderstorms that day. Definitely is a possibility. Here's another one, though. This is an anvil cloud. This is pretty daggone nuts. We're going to turn off the audio for this. But anyways, look at that. So this is what we call a cumulonimbus incus. This is basically a big old anvil. It looks like a big flat anvil, as you can see, the shape of it. So... this is right there at the levels of the atmosphere between the stratosphere and the troposphere. Definitely really, really cool. And but anyway, so yeah, it's that's a thunderstorm you're looking at in the distance. That's what a distance thunderstorm looks like. Now, if you go further down that way, that's where obviously that. But yeah, so that's actually pretty daggone crazy. So once again, thank you, Kevin, for reporting that to us. And like I said, if you guys have anything you want to report to us, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162. And we will definitely get you guys on here. And like I said, obviously, thank you once again. Big shout out goes to Kevin for submitting that. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Brady says, if you don't mind, what kind of radar do I use? So this is a program called GR Level 2 Analyst. Now this specific one, there's GR2 and GR3. They're pretty much the same programs. GR2 is just it has a little extra scan. Now this one, the one I'm using now is actually GR3. I said I was using GR2. I actually have GR2, but I'm using GR3 right now. Let's see here. Drew says there's an excessive heat warning for northern portions of Saskatchewan right now. I'm not going to pronounce that, or I kind of just did. But anyways, Environmental Canada puts up for temperatures. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Well, obviously that's not good. Absolutely pouring in Southbridge, Massachusetts, says Kate. Well, stay safe there, Kate. Let's see here. I'm going to be sending you stuff throughout the day, Andrew, until the storm is over tonight. Sounds good there, Kevin. Yeah, like I said, if you guys have anything to send us, in report-wise, obviously weather-wise, then yeah, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162. Greatly appreciate it, my friend. Anyway, so once again, my friends, severe thunderstorm warning in effect across portions here of southern portions of Connecticut. We actually are currently watching this here for portions of Trimble, portions here of Easton. This is currently where the storm is located over now. Getting ready to move into Shelton, moving into portions here towards Ansonia. It'll be a few minutes before it gets there, but this storm is generally tracking its way to the northeast. Now, the severe threat with this storm in particular is obviously 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is damaging winds, and quarter-size hail is possible too. So watch out for obviously some possible damage being possible with the storm here. So watch out for that. We have a lot more warnings up more further north you go. It goes from 1 to 2 to 3. We have 2 warnings here in effect across portions of Massachusetts. Now, like I was saying, for my friends in Boston. Now, Boston specifically is not really seeing much. Maybe a little bit of showers happening in North Boston. But this is a pretty decent line of storms that's tracking its way towards Boston. Now, like I said, as of right now, Boston's under no, any type of immediate threat. But I'm going to say we should probably watch the storm as it does approach near Boston, because this could eventually impact Boston down the line. And it might be something that we do need to watch here, okay? So obviously, that is kind of something we need to keep an eye out here for. But once again, guys, so yeah, severe thunderstorm warning in effect. 2 warnings in effect for portions of Boston, or sorry, for portions of Massachusetts. Not for Boston yet. But anyway, so across portions of Westboro, Southboro, Marlboro, portions here towards Hudson. Let's see, Woodville, and Worcester's, or sorry, Worcester? I don't know, regardless though. Towards Holden's where it's at now, Rutland, Spencer. Might even see a little bit of hail towards Spencer being possible. East Brookfield. Now, areas here back towards like Warren, the storm has already passed you. So you're mostly fine for the most part, but obviously, if you can still hear thunder, you're still close enough to be struck by lightning. So obviously that's what we're looking at. Anyway, so those 2 warnings are in effect there. Let's see. So we have 3 more up here. I was going to name these here really quickly. Bennington, portions of Stoddard, Hillsborough, Antrim, portions here towards Danbury, Franklin, Andover, New Hampton, portions here towards Wolfeboro and Sanbornville. That is currently where we are looking at the current warnings here in the state of New Hampshire. So, once again, my friends, that is the current activity as of right now. We're going to switch over to velocity to check for any rotation going on here. We're going to have to do this quite a bit today. We're going to have to switch between velocity and reflectivity to check for any areas of rotation. Okay, as of now, I'm not really seeing anything. New warning just popped up here in southeastern New York State. One just popped up here just now in southeastern New York State. So this is actually across portions of Pine Palms. That might be a little broad rotation going on there. Let's see, towards Millerton as well. They put a tornado possible on it. Okay, so that's actually something we might need to watch here very, very closely. So if you're looking at it, guys, we have some reds and greens here. That's actually showing we have a tornado possible on this tag. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Once again, this is in southeastern New York State. But yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. So we're going to keep it on that. That is a pretty, that's an area of rotation we're watching there. It's pretty broad at the moment, but still. That is pretty close to the radar, and it's pretty close to the ground here. We're scanning about 2,500 feet up, which is decent. It's a decent elevation, but still. That's going to be a zone we need to keep our eyes on here very, very closely. That could go tornado warned eventually. Let's go and see here. I'm also making sure I'm safe while sending you stuff. Yeah, definitely do that, Kevin. Like I said, if you guys are going to send anything, make sure that you are in a safe position to do so. Do not put yourself in harm's way to send us, footage or anything like that. Definitely, that's not what you want to do. Let's see here. Worcester, says Judy. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, as you guys probably know, I'm pretty bad at pronunciations. There's a lot of names I haven't heard before, and obviously I'm not around from these areas, so I can't exactly tell you how to pronounce them all. But yeah, so thank you for the correction, though. It's greatly appreciated. Let's go see. Guinea says we say Worcester. So let's see. Worcester in portions of Worcester. Okay, Worcester. We're just gonna call it Worcester. So yeah, that is kind of what we are looking at as of right now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 warnings now in effect. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of these guys pop up. New warning just now popped up in Massachusetts, by the way. Across portions of Still River, portions of Leominster, Littletown Common, portions of West Acton here, or Acton, portions of West Concord as well, and Westford. So this is a new warning that just got issued here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. We're going to switch to Massachusetts radar here, south of Boston, relatively, and we're going to switch back to reflectivity here for a minute. So obviously, yeah, so this is what that line we were talking about. Now, like I was saying, I do expect this to eventually track its way towards the Boston region. As of right now, it's still a little ways away. It's still, it's obviously still a little bit away here, but, it's something we're going to need to watch, as this thing is definitely closing in on Boston. Now, right now, like I said, there's no warnings for Boston, but they're creeping closer. We just got one that's issued, just for close towards, West Concord. That's just about as close to Boston as we have a warning as of right now, towards Lincoln. But anyway, so that's kind of where the storm's at now, so it would not be surprising if down the line we could see the storm system impact the region. But anyway, so we are going to... we are going to definitely keep an eye on it here. Anyways, regardless, though. But once again, a new warning did just pop up here in eastern portions of New York State. Like I said, this also does have the tornado possible tag on it. Latest scan actually does show a little bit of rotation happening here just northwest of Pine Plains here. So that is kind of what we are watching here as of now. So that is something that we have got to definitely keep our eyes on here. If we take a look here back, something I wanted to go ahead and show you guys, actually the infrared scan view. If we take a look at the infrared view, you can actually see that in particular storm starting to fire off here. This is in western New York. You can actually see it has a pretty decent amount of environment to itself to actually fire off in. So obviously this is actually kind of interesting to see how this does play out here. But regardless, though, so like I said, we're going to keep our eyes on it. Yeah, storms are really now starting to fire off here, and they're going to continue for the next several hours. And like I was saying, you guys, I mean, we're literally going to be seeing, like I said, we have the watch that's in effect here. This big old pink box. This is our severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until, until 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time here for today along the Eastern time. So obviously that we now have 10 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect here. So things are definitely spicing up here, that's for sure. So we definitely have got to keep our eyes on here very, very closely. Anyways, so moving back here to reflectivity, let's see. We have a new warning now in portions of southern Maine. Just now popped up here. I believe this, actually 2 new warnings popping up here in Maine. Let's see, towards portions of Limerick, portions of Lake Arrowhead. So let's see, Fry Island as well. South of Bridgeton. South of Casco. So this is 2 new warnings we are now seeing. Look at that wall of precipitation. So it's actually pretty crazy to look at, because if you look at this, you go from seeing very, very heavy rainfall to very, very light rainfall in a short distance, which is pretty nuts. And it's a very, very sharp gradient. Very, very sharp gradient line. And something you would likely see on an event like this would probably be a shelf cloud, honestly. But anyways, in regard to that warning, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well as quarter-size hail is a possibility. The one to the south here, this guy's for ping pong ball size hail. Okay, this one's actually pretty nuts. Let's see here, no tornado possible. Okay, that's good. But ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that's actually some pretty daggone large hail now. And that is a concern on its own. So, once again, you guys, please, please, please stay safe out there. If you got any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for y'all. I want you guys to stay safe, and I want you guys to be prepared. And like I said, if you know anyone across these locations here, let them know what's going on here. Okay, obviously, this is obviously something that we definitely need to continue watching here very, very closely. But anyways, like I said, if you have any questions, guys, let us know. Okay. So let's see. We're going to switch back to Long Island here. For this warning under portions of Connecticut. So like I said, for portions of Shelton, Ansonia, and portions here towards, basically just pretty much west here of North Haven. This is actually right here towards New Haven, actually. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. Let's see, Colton is sending us here some clouds formations here. This is here in Kentucky, I believe. So let's go ahead and switch on over here. I'm actually in Kentucky right now, by the way. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on over here. So here's the cloud things he's sending us to, or here's the clouds that he's sending us. Pretty daggone crazy. So you can obviously tell it looks like a lot of rain's dumping over there. That's a big old rain shaft that we're looking at there. Definitely is kind of pretty. Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for reporting that, Colton. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And like I said, if you guys have anything to report in regard to severe weather or weather related, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162 here. Let's see. Guinea says, I'm in Oxford, Massachusetts by the Connecticut line. So you're right here towards, you said Oxford, which is right there. So you're actually currently getting hit by this line that's heading towards Boston. And like I was saying, for my friends in Boston, right now you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but there's a big wall of severe thunderstorm warnings just to your west. And this storm is tracking in your favor. It's tracking in your location, I should say. As we can currently watch, it is definitely moving towards the Boston area. Like I said, Boston, Massachusetts, it's right in here. This is all Boston right there. And it looks like it's moving its way into the Boston region. It should be there within the next hour to hour and a half, I'd say. But yeah, so that's something we're going to need to watch here is obviously possibility of maybe some impacts in Boston down in the future. Just because we're seeing that big wall currently going on there. Let's go see. I'm about 15 minutes from those island border. It says Miss Anonymous. I got you. But like I said, guys, please be safe out there today. And Just make sure that you're ready for these storms, okay? Obviously, to be ready is the best thing you can do. What's that going on? Let's actually grab that's an upper level scan, though. Okay, yeah, nothing going on here at the lower levels, so I'm not worried about that. Here, wow, look at this, y'all. 58 mile per hour wind gusts being reported here west of, oh shoot, how do you pronounce this? Worcester? Anyways, regardless, though, east of Spencer, I should say. You know, just to put myself in the safe there from pronunciations. I always forget. But anyways, 58 mile per hour winds, wind gusts has been reported here. Like I said, this is that one warning towards Shrewsbury, portions here of Westboro, Southville, Ashland, Woodville. Like I said, the main concern with this warning in particular is they just updated it to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Wow. Okay, that's actually that's pretty significant, y'all. So now 70 mile an hour wind gusts as well as penny-sized hail is a concern for this cell here towards, obviously towards like Shrewsbury. Let's see here. Okay, this is still doing that. Let's see, do they have anything? Yeah, so they're obviously saying trees and power lines is damage to them. It's expected is likely. Damage is likely to mobile homes and outbuildings too. So that is obviously kind of what we're looking at. So guys, please... Yeah, please watch that. It's actually a pretty nasty looking storm, and this is the one that's actually heading towards Boston. So I'm not trying to freak y'all out. I'm not trying to get y'all all worked up, but I'm just saying, you know, that's what you can possibly expect out of this warning. And like I said, right now it's not in Boston. It's still a decent distance away from Boston. I'd say at least 40 miles or so from Boston. But still, regardless though, I wouldn't even say 40. I'd say probably about 20 or 30 miles away. But anyways, regardless though, it's definitely a pretty strong storm here. And like I said, we're seeing 70 mile an hour wind gusts being possible and penny-sized hail. The one to the north here is for quarter-sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind. So obviously, yeah, that's something we got to really keep an eye on here for. But yeah, so once again, my friends, you know, please stay safe out there. And but yeah, so things are definitely kicking off. Anyway, so an update here on the cells in southern portions of Maine towards Fry Island. Here we do have a cell that's moving on here just right south of Bridgeton. This is for I believe 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Yep, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. This guy down in the south for Limerick, Lake Arrowhead. It's about to get slammed here. Look at this. We're actually seeing a little bit of hail possibly happening here inside of the storm here currently. Regardless, so ping pong ball size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts is possible. So obviously in regard to hail, yeah, it's a pretty big concern here when it comes to hail. So hail is kind of the main concern of this warning here towards Limerick and Lake Arrowhead. So that's definitely something we gotta watch. Also another here towards like Wolfeboro and San Bernardino, basically just southeast of Moultonboro. So that is kind of what we are talking about here. That is kind of what we're looking at. So this guy is actually for $half size hail. So obviously the hail threat is increasing with this storm, as we just got that extended warning that just got issued here a little bit ago. And obviously these guys, like I said, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. We did have ourselves a 58 mile per hour wind gust being reported here. Also basically right here directly east of Spencer and south of Holden. So obviously this is a pretty nasty looking storm. And like I was saying, I mean, this is kind of tracking towards the Boston area. And it's definitely something that we have got to continue watching here very, very closely. I mean, it looks like this line is really actually starting to grow in intensity and size too. I mean, you can really start to see a lot of action really starting to fire off here, y'all. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and see here. Raining and thundering in Salem, New Hampshire. Well, stay safe there, my friend. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. KDGF7 News says, happy to see you. Oh, are you happy to see me? Well, glad to have you here, man. Thank you for joining us. It's now thundering outside. Okay, so that's obviously kind of interesting here. So here's a report coming in here from Colton. I want to go ahead and show you guys this report coming in here from Colton currently. So look at this. This is obviously I got a report. This is in Wyoming. In Wyoming yesterday. So this was actually pretty crazy. So this is a supercell thunderstorm, obviously, uploaded by Jim Tang. Obviously, you got yourself some lower level clouds, and that's definitely is very, very concerning. This was actually yesterday, though, by the way. But that's definitely quite nuts. That is definitely quite nuts. Well, thank you so much there for reporting that there, my friend. Greatly appreciated. Here we go. Here's some more storms coming from Kevin, apparently. Let's see here. Wow, look at that. So that's, yeah, obviously off in the distance, we have some big clumps of clouds, big heaps of clouds here. These are called cumulonimbus clouds. big old, big towers of these guys. And eventually these guys, if they become big enough and if they mature enough, then they will become into storms and potentially severe storms here. So obviously that's kind of what we're looking at there. But once again, my friends, just please stay safe out there. You got any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for y'all. We also got to watch out for areas more down in the south, too. Looks like New York is currently getting some shower and storm activity. Now, guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and briefly move over here to Kentucky really quickly, because I'm hearing thunder outside. Oh, that explains why, right over my county. Let's see what's going on here in velocity scan either ways. Yep, nothing really much, so it's just kind of a little cell. Anyways, I'd heard thunder outside, and I was wondering what the heck was going on there. But that's kind of what we're looking at. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on back here, you guys, to back to the northeast, and we're just going to keep an eye on this. As you can see, Miss Anonymous says that's what the clouds look like here. Yeah, so you're definitely starting to see a lot of that growth there. Let's go ahead and see here. KDGF says, I might have more to donate, maybe not, who knows. KDGF, don't worry about it, man. Seriously, that's... I don't really care about the donations. Yeah, it helps out the channel a lot, but honestly, I really don't worry about that too much. The main concern here is just being here with you guys. That's all I care about, really. Obviously, don't save your money, man. Seriously, just save your money. Kevin says, pretty soon we might have a shelf cloud coming through Bristol, Connecticut, if the storms can get a little bit stronger later on. Well, obviously, Kevin, well, please stay safe out there. That goes to all of you guys. Definitely please stay safe out there, because we definitely have got to... we definitely got to continue watching this here very, very closely. I mean, this is it's definitely a pretty interesting, pretty interesting amount of storms we're talking about right now. Anyways, so let's do a little update here on this one cell. Remember we were seeing that there was that tornado possible tag towards Pine Plains, towards Millerton. Let's go and see here. We're going to go ahead and switch back to velocity here. We're going to see what's going on. So it looks like a lot of that... So you can see a little bit ago, a few scans back, there was a little bit of rotation that was ongoing, especially right there. You can see it east of Red Hook. Now you can kind of see ever since then, it looks like those values have kind of bled out a bit. It looks like that's actually kind of bled out a bit. So obviously that's actually looking pretty good. Definitely is looking a little bit better here. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So basically just south here of Copake Lake. And north here of Millbrook. So that's currently in effect. So they still have the 20 possible on it? They do. But I honestly say that chance might be dying down a bit. Anyways, regardless with this storm here, the main concern, the reason it's warned, is actually for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. There goes thunder again. So yeah, I'm definitely getting some thunder. Hopefully this doesn't impact the stream. Let's hope not. I mean, it is nothing severe here as of now. Let's hope that it stays that way. Anyway, so update on this guy towards Shrewsbury. We definitely got to continue watching this, like I said, towards portions of Hudson, Woodville as well. North of Oxford, like I said, this is a pretty interesting cell here. Like I was saying, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail is possible with this one. And like I said, what's kind of concerning, though, is that this in particular line of storms is actually tracking towards Boston, Massachusetts. It is pouring outside now. So... And this in particular storm is tracking towards Boston, Massachusetts. And like I said, right now, I mean, Boston itself is not under a warning of any sort, but I'm going to give you a heads up now, just to say, there's a line of storms moving towards the Boston area. It does not look like it's weakening anytime soon. But obviously, it's moving towards the Boston area. Like I said, we were looking at models yesterday. There's tons of energy towards like the Boston area. So honestly, if that played out to be as what the models were saying, then obviously at that point, I have no doubt that this storm would impact a portion of Boston. So obviously Boston, we have got to watch out for you guys down there, and as it is a possibility here. Let's go ahead and see here. Our sky is starting to look dark grayish black. Cards going to lock her. Let's see here. We could have a very big windstorm in our hands in Bristol. I'll keep you updated. We got Kevin. Keep us updated. Like I said, if you guys have anything you want to report to us in regard to the weather that's going on right now, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162, and we will share it, guys, on the live stream. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for joining us here for today. Greatly, greatly appreciated. There it is. Boston, now under a severe thunderstorm warning. There you go. So it's actually a really big warning. This is actually covering 3 states. Northeastern Connecticut, northern Rhode Island, and actually portions of eastern Massachusetts. Look at that. New warning, my friends, just got issued. Relatively big one, too. Let's see. This is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail. And like I said, Boston is inside of this here currently. Let's go see here. WX and Dude says, man, I wish Southern Illinois would get some rain. We're out of drought conditions, but I'm bored. Or we're out of drought conditions, but I'm bored. I understand that feeling, man. Definitely I do. But a lot of places in the Northeast here where these storms are currently firing off are actually quite dry, believe it or not. They need this. A lot of places need this. Now, obviously, they don't need the severe part, but they need the rain that's associated with this. But regardless, though, let's go ahead and see here. But yeah, so Vesta says, what would I rather use to get velocity and CC and radar? I'm not really sure if I understand your question with that. Like, what would I rather... Are you talking about the program I'd rather use? Anyways, regardless, though, so we're going to take a look on these guys up here towards southern Maine. We are actively seeing ourselves, two different cells, or two different severe storms going on here at the moment. So, one towards Limerick and Lake Arrowhead. Like I said, this guy's pretty nasty when it comes to hail. Okay, now that's actually a brand new update with this, guys. This makes it the worst storm we had so far today. Look at this, y'all. So, obviously, okay, so if you guys are here towards southern Maine, towards portions of Limerick and Lake Arrowhead, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So, imagine golf balls falling from the sky, solid chunks of ice being shot at 70 miles per hour. Okay, you want to be inside. I'm not gonna like go light on this. I'm gonna say if you are inside of the storm here towards Limerick, and also here towards the regions here towards Lake Arrowhead, get inside. Do not be outside during the storm. Get away from windows. I would recommend going to the central interior portion of your home. Kind of similar to something you would do for a tornado, but just stay far away from windows and be in the central portion of your home. Because damaging wind gusts, I would call this extreme damaging wind gusts, up to 70 miles per hour is being possible with the storm here, as well as golf ball size hail. Just kind of goes to show you just how daggone crazy this storm is here. So once again, this is across portions of southern Maine. Here's Maine. This is right here across portions of Limerick and Lake Arrowhead. That's actually very, very concerning. So, but once again, that is indeed what we are talking about here. That is what we are looking at here. Let's continue. Miss Anonymous says, so are the big puffy white clouds an indicator of rain and thunderstorms? So if you see the big puffy clouds, if they grow more vertically, if they grow more higher than they do wide, that means yes, you're probably going to see maybe some severe weather or some storms in general. It depends on the environment. But if you see like more of this puffy and kind of the same length in all directions, that's kind of more fair skies, which is showing a little bit of kind of light instability. Anyways. Let's go and see. KDGF says, I'd rather spend it on someone who does weather instead of anyone else. Well, don't worry about it, man. Like I said, seriously, I don't really care about the donations here, honestly. That's kind of the last thing I really care about, honestly. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like I said, it does help out the channel. It really does. But, you know, I just love tracking the weather here. That's the main part of it. And I love, you know, obviously helping you guys out as well. That's the reason why we're here. But anyway, so yeah. So just save your money, man. Devin says, tweeted something. Okay, let's go and move on over here to... Oh, wow. Okay, so here we go. So there's actually some reports coming in here from both Kevin. Wow. Okay, here we go. So here's actually one. Okay, one of them comes. This is a tropical cyclone that happened a while back. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this really, really quickly. So here's a tropical cyclone. Let's see here. This was from. Looks better than all the tropical cyclones we had in the Atlantic. So. Yeah, that's actually no, that's not a tropical cyclone. The more I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's actually Minnesota right there. That's not a tropical cyclone. Wow, that actually fooled me for a minute. Anyways, look at this. So here's another image coming in here from Kevin. That is beautiful. So you can see this. If you look towards the top, you're going to start to realize here that we actually are starting to see ourselves kind of that weird formation that's actually ongoing there. Actually relatively crazy. So once again, thank you so much there, Kevin, for submitting that to us. Greatly appreciated, my friend. And but like I was saying, please stay safe out there, y'all. It's definitely quite crazy out there, and we definitely have got to keep an eye on here. I think my weather radio just went out for a minute. But yeah, so like I said, y'all, just please stay safe. And if you have any questions, like I said, let me know. And like I was saying, though, for areas here towards Boston, we just now recently got ourselves a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Cross portion of the region. Like I said, Boston, Massachusetts is now under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, as well as nickel-size hail being a possibility. So that is kind of actively what we are watching here as of now. So once again, you know, like I said, we gotta really watch out for this cell. And like I was saying, the one that really has my attention right now is that one cell here towards Limerick, and the one here towards Lake Arrowhead. This guy is a pretty daggone nasty storm here, and we're talking literally the possibility of maybe even golf ball size hail with an additional 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts is pretty crazy. Karen says, I learned so much here, Andrew. We have a cumulonimbus, but not rain. How high do they need to be? There's a lot of factors that goes into it. But yeah, eventually the higher they go, the bigger potential they have, because obviously gravity's pulling down on the moisture inside of this cloud, so obviously it eventually accumulates and just falls. There's a lot more factors than just that, for sure. Let's go ahead and see your rainfall report says Devon. Okay, let's go take a look at that. The NOAA radio actually just went down. I don't know if the station got hit or anything. Anyways, here's a report coming in from Devon. This is a text report, so I'm just going to read it really quickly. 3.44-inch rain has been reported 3 miles east in Wasta, South Dakota. That is pretty daggone interesting there. Let's go ahead and see Nerd with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. Your question is, hey, just popping in, what is happening? So, currently what's happening right now is we are seeing a decent amount of storm activity across portions here of the Northeast. We're currently dealing with ourselves actively 6 severe thunderstorm warnings here in effect. And like I said, just recently, Boston, Massachusetts has gotten inside of this warning, and something that we got to watch out for. But seriously, my man, Nerd, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated for the super chat. There it goes right there. It's a little bit delayed here on the stream versus in the chat. But once again, my friend, really appreciate it. Helps us out. But, you know, like I said, guys, just save your money, though. Obviously, like I said, it's just being here is obviously the main reason we're here for. But anyway, so like I said, obviously that one towards Boston is there as well. And we actually do have ourselves this other cell in southern Maine. It's actually pretty daggone concerning. Golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So we could expect some damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour with golf ball size hail being possible, which honestly at that point, that's actually pretty daggone crazy. Let's go ahead and see here. Karen says, thank you, Andrew. You're very, very welcome. Let's see. When is southern Connecticut going to get a storm here? So if we take a look here, you know, towards the region here, like I said, towards Connecticut, you know, we are starting to see ourselves, you know, a lot of storms actually starting to fire off here towards the state. You know, like I said, the northeastern side, like towards Putnam and Danielson, north of Jewett City. This is a warning that's in place, and this will be in place here until we have a little bit to go here for this guy. Let's see here. This will be in effect until 4:30. So we have ourselves just a little bit under an hour before this does get canceled. So this is relatively new, like I was saying, relatively a new warning that popped up here. But anyways, so that is kind of what we're looking at. Let's see here. Devin says he sent me a report. Okay, let's see. The funnel cloud report in Illinois as of 1:50 local time. This was 2:50 Eastern, by the way. So this was obviously a while ago, but apparently there's a funnel cloud reported in Illinois, even though there's no severe weather threat for Illinois today. At least no tornado threat for Illinois today. Anyways, that's pretty crazy. Well, thank you for reporting out there, Devin. You know, big shout out goes to you. Also, Kevin, you as well, and Colton, you guys for obviously, you know, submitting things. Because if you guys have anything you want to send us in regard to the weather that's currently happening, you know, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162, and we'll definitely be here for y'all. Let's go ahead and see here. See, Angel says, strange Florida rainy months. No rain controlled satellites. Now Florida's been getting a lot of storm action. I think right now there's actually a decent amount of storm activity going on in Florida, although it's nothing too extreme happening right now. All right, I tell you what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna turn off this NOAA weather radio because apparently it is. It's actually it's glitching there, and I don't know if the station's down or what's going on there. But obviously, it's something that, you know, it's not good. So we're just going to turn it off there. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, once again, we are watching ourselves. Basically, we actually are currently watching ourselves here a severe thunderstorm warning in effect across portions of southeastern New York. We are currently watching this here at the moment. Let's say towards Pine Plains, portions here towards Millerton. This has until 3:45, so we just have 10 more minutes to go here on this one cell. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, as well as penny-sized hail is a possibility here. So that is something that we have really got to continue watching here very, very closely. So in this case, like I said, damaging wind gusts up to 60 as possible here. So watch out for that. Getting ready to cross into the state of, obviously, Connecticut here. Then we have ourselves another warning. Now, this is a pretty large warning that just recently has gotten issued. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to turn on this light here for now. But anyway, so we just got ourselves a pretty decent warning, a pretty large warning that just now got issued across portions of the region. Like I said, towards Danielson, portions here towards Putnam. We're not going to be obviously talking about all these areas, but you can see right here for yourself towards like Hayden Row, Millbury, and even Boston's included with this warning. And like I said, with this guy, we have ourselves 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail being a possibility. So in regard to that, we could expect some impacts out of this, definitely for sure. New warning popping up here towards this is in Maryland, towards, let's see, St. Michael's, Bozeman. That's a weird looking severe thunderstorm warning here. Let's see, so 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail being possible. Okay, but I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is pouring very, very, dude, it is really coming down. So right now I'm actually getting a storm at the moment. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can or not, but let me know if you can or not. But anyways, regardless, it's pouring outside, so hopefully that doesn't impact the stream at all. Let's hope not. Hopefully not. But anyway, so like I said, we're really watching these guys here. This guy's really concerning. This one in southern Maine, like I said, towards Limerick and Lake Arrowhead. This storm is actually warned for golf ball size hail, literal golf ball size hail, as well as 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts being a possibility. Now, this warning is in effect here until 4 o'clock, so we have ourselves 23 more minutes to go before this does get canceled here. Let's go see. James says, I can hear it, says James. Well, yeah, obviously, James is pretty crazy. Let's see. Spooky says, love new stream with the alerts. Well, thank you so much. Nerd says, can I do 97502? I don't know if you're doing special coverages. So, Nerd, right now we're not, because, like I said, since we're dealing with a lot of active severe weather. But since you helped out the channel, obviously, to return a favor, I can do it really, really quickly. But obviously, this will take me literally 2 seconds. So you said for 97502. So obviously 97502. This is across portions of Oregon. So in regard to, yeah, Oregon, right now, we're not worried about anything. I'm not going to break it down for you. Like I said, we can't really break it down right now. But obviously, like I said, we'll just like I said, right now, there's nothing severe really happening for you. Like I said, the main concern is across the Northeast here. Let's go see your Devin says, I hear it. Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. Eddie says, please stay safe, Andrew. I should be fine. Like I said, I'm not in a severe thunderstorm warning or anything, which I'm pretty good. As of right now, at least. So, new update, you guys. That one warning that was in place across portions of Pine Plains, this one right now has now been canceled. This has now been canceled across portions of pretty much southeastern New York. So, obviously, that's good there. But like I said, obviously we have this big warning for portions of Boston. Like I said, Boston's inside of a severe thunderstorm warning here. We got to watch this guy pretty closely. Okay, we're gonna keep our eyes out for it. Let's see. Devin says a hail report. Okay, let's go and see what Devin has sent us here. Okay, so first of all, we got ourselves a report coming in here from Corey. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, see really quickly. So this is a report coming from Corey. Yeah, so these are some cumulus clouds. Now, these are not cumulonimbus. Now, cumulonimbus clouds will be much, much higher. So these are just what we call cumulus clouds down here, which usually cause for fair skies for the most part. But still pretty pretty, or definitely pretty. So thank you for sending that. Here's a report coming in here from Devin. Look at this. This is in New Hampshire, 2 miles west-southwest of Bridgewater, New Hampshire, for 2-inch hail. Reported by amateur radio social media photos showing 2-inch hail near Mirror Lake. Time estimated by radar. So that is, yeah, that's definitely kind of interesting there. Well, thank you so much there, Devin, for reporting that. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I feel like that was, but yeah, so once again, just thank you so much. But anyways, well, Corey, thank you so much for posting that here. Here comes a report actually coming from Colton as well. Let's actually go ahead and take a look here at this really, really quickly as well for y'all. So this is hail covering the ground in Wyoming, apparently. This is probably from yesterday. Yeah, this was 18 hours ago, so this is from yesterday. Wow, look at that. That's actually really cool. And it kind of looks like wintertime with all. It looks like snow that's been sitting there for a while. That's kind of melted, but no, that's actually hail, which is nuts. Which definitely is quite crazy. Well, thank you so much there for reporting that, you guys. definitely means a lot. And like I said, it just gives the people an idea of what's actually going on there currently in regard to the weather. And but yeah. Anyway, so we are watching another warning here towards Milton. This is actually sharing two different. So we actually are sharing two different states here. This is New Hampshire and portions of southern Maine. For areas here towards Rochester, portions of Milton, Farmington, portions here towards Alton, Springvale. This is another one that is currently happening here at the moment in Sanford. So this is another warning that's in effect here right now. 60 mile per hour wind gusts and actually $half size hail. So in this case, we could see some pretty decent size hail with this storm here. Not as crazy as this one just to the north though. This guy's for golf ball size hail and 70 mile per hour wind gusts. It's actually pretty daggone crazy. So 70 mile per hour wind gusts as well as golf ball size hail is a possibility towards Limerick and Lake Arrowhead. So that is something we got to really watch out for. Let's see here. Weather Watcher says, I saw you find a weather counter. Looks great. Where'd I find it? After tons and tons of research, I finally found a site that has a weather counter, or a severe counter, which is awesome. Let's go see. Have I ever used Tornado HQ before? It's a website. I think it means website. But anyway, so yeah, I've never used it. I've seen it, but I've never used it really. Let's go see. Violent Violet says, what is everyone's favorite snack? Slim Jims are the best. Hey, hi, Andrew. Slim Jims are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie with you on that one. I think I have to agree with you on that one. Let's see here. KDGF says Takis for life. I mean, yeah, they're pretty good. Sarah says I'm on Outer Cape. We've already had 70 to 80 mile per hour winds this year. Bringing in the bird feeders, settling up for lightning trigger on my camera. Well, Sarah, there you go. Obviously, please stay safe out there. You know that goes to all of you guys. Like I said, right now, new flash flood warning just got issued, by the way, for portions of Connecticut. So that's relatively new here. So towards Rockville, portions of Blue Hills, Windsor. Let's see. So rainfall of 1 to 2 inches per hour is possible. 0.5 and 1.5 inches has already fallen, or that's how much has already fallen. But we can expect another 1 to 3 inches being possible too with this. Yeah, that's actually pretty daggone crazy. So obviously, watch out for possible flooding here too. Like I said, we have another warning that just popped up here too for portions of Southwood Acres. Pretty skinny but narrow warning towards Holland, north of Safford Springs. So obviously that is kind of what we're looking at. So here's the thing. For this guy, 60 mile an hour wind gusts as well as 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail for that guy. So definitely is in that severe realm. New warning for portions of, I think that's new. No, that's pretty old actually. Anyway, so that warning's still in effect there. They just now issued a special marine warning here for portions off the coast of Boston. This is just northwest of Cape Cod, by the way. For portions here towards like Nahant, or portions here towards Marblehead. So this is obviously out here in the coast. So this is basically saying, okay, for the boaters here just off the coast of Boston, you want to go back to harbor now. You want to go back to obviously back to your safe spot and get off your boat right now because especially sailboats. I mean, you got to think with these localized winds and obviously with locally hazardous seas. I mean, this could seriously cause some impacts, and it could capsize or damage vessels, and something you don't want to deal with. You don't want to be having your boat sinking to the bottom of the Atlantic while you're in a big storm like this. So definitely is a possibility. Now, some of these, they issue waterspout possibilities here. This one they did not, so that's actually good. But this is actually for wind gusts up to 40 knots, which is, I believe, around 45 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's equivalent to around 45, 46 miles per hour. But anyways, but like I said, that is kind of what we're looking at. Let's go and see. We got some more. Let's see. Sarah says, it helps when you say the state names in New England. So many duplicate names in 2 or more states, Concord, Groton, etc. Thank you. You're very, very welcome, Sarah. Got you covered. All of you guys. Lillian Leon says, did I hear about the tornado that happened 3 days ago when it was on the ground? It was like EF5 forming that fast. No. It was on the ground. It was like the Joplin EF5. So, no. I did not hear about that, but obviously I don't think an EF5 happened in the last 3 days. Last time we had one was actually 2013, believe it or not. The last EF5 tornado we had was in 2013, nearly a decade ago. Pretty crazy. Just a little bit of a fun fact for you guys out there. But yeah, so this storm is definitely starting to close in on Boston here. definitely is getting closer. You can see Boston is right there, and they just issued that first warning, and then they issued the special marine warning after. You can see the polygon pops up. But obviously, that's something we got to really watch out for. So yeah, let's see here. KDGF says severe thunderstorm warning for Vermont. Yeah, I just seen that pop up here, guys. So we now have a warning in Vermont for the northern section towards Burlington. Ooh, is that a little hooky going on down there? Let's see. Okay, nothing on velocity, but still, that's okay. So towards Shelburne, portions of Richmond, portions of Stowey, Waterbury, Essex Junction, and Burlington. Now, here's the thing. With this guy, we're actually seeing 41 mile per hour wind gusts being reported with this weather station here. Yeah, WX showing thunderstorms, obviously. But, yeah, showing 41 mile per hour wind gusts. That's kind of what we are looking at right now. That's actually pretty interesting. That is actually really, really interesting there. Anyways. Let's see, Limerick storm here, still 70 mile per hour wind gusts and golf ball size possibility. Like I was saying, it looks like Limerick is mostly moving out of the storm. I mean, it's still likely raining currently, but I think the worst of it you've already been through. However, Lake Arrowhead still probably getting it pretty good right now, is what it looks like on the radar view. And like I said, obviously in this storm in particular in southern Maine, 70 mile per hour wind gusts, as well as golf ball size hail, is a possibility. That's kind of what we're talking about. So like I said, obviously this is kind of what we're looking at. Let's go see. Daniel says, I live near Brockton, Massachusetts. I can see clouds from the west and north getting a little windy. Well, Daniel, stay safe out there, my friend. Like I said, if you have anything you want to report to us on Twitter, tag us on Twitter, guys, at NWW1162, and we'll definitely be here for you guys. And speaking of Twitter, I think we got a report coming in here from Devin. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what he's sending us in here. So this is in Houston, apparently? Houston, Texas? Let's just look at it real quickly. So, obviously, yeah, this is in Houston, Texas, apparently. Showers and thunderstorms popping up across the area here. This is as of 32 seconds ago. Wow. Okay, yeah, so you can obviously tell those dark clouds. The shadows from the tall clouds up above is what makes the clouds at the bottom dark. But yeah. But anyway, so thank you so much there, Devin, for sending us that. So apparently it looks like that we are starting to see ourselves a little bit of storm action happening towards like Houston, but nothing severe, I would presume, as there is no severe weather threat for them today. But anyway, so yeah, new warning, guys. If you're just now joining us for Vermont on the northwestern side here towards Richmond, portions of Stowey, Waterbury, portions of Shelburne. And like I said, we have a lot of warnings going on here. Like I said, Boston's about to get hit here. Boston is literally right there on the line. This line is tracking its way towards the Boston area. So we're definitely going to keep you guys informed here. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We got you all covered here. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's go see here. Wow, so many warnings everywhere. Is that normal? So yeah, that's pretty normal. I mean, honestly, for a severe weather event like today's, that's pretty normal, honestly. Trust me, you should wait till we have like a tornado outbreak. If you see tornado outbreaks, you'd be surprised of how many tornado warnings usually sometimes pop up out of those. I mean, I believe the most, I was covering one time, I forgot what severe weather event it was. It was earlier this year. There was one point where we had like 15 tornado warnings. If that puts anything into perspective, that's not the severe thunderstorm warnings that was included. So it just goes to kind of show you how bad nature can get. But yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy, stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and see here. Maple says, yo, what's up, Maple? Hope you're doing all right, my friend. Glad to have you here. Anyway, so an update here on the storms in Connecticut. Portions towards Hartford, Blue Hills, Windsor, portions of Manchester. We got to watch those areas here pretty closely because you're about to get hit by the storm. Currently, the storm is located over Canton Valley and Collinsville. Now, this storm is currently in for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. We have this storm in effect until 4:45. Now, just to the north, we have another warning here. This is currently over areas here towards like Tariffville, getting the worst right now. Simsbury, West Simsbury, Salmon Brook, portions here towards Thompsonville, Southwood Acres, currently where it's at. Now, eventually, this does include portions of Holland and north of Safford Springs, where you might need to watch out for this. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So once again, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. This also expires here at 4:30. And indeed, that's kind of what we are talking about. But anyways, my friends, like I said, obviously that is what we're looking at here as of now. And of course, we have our big warning here for portions of Danielson, portions here of Woonsocket. Woonsocket? That's a pretty weird name. Portions of Franklin, Norfolk, portions here towards Dedham, Milton, Canton, Sharon, Foxborough. Let's see here, Valley Falls included here towards Greenville, Plainfield. So this is where the storm's getting ready to move into. None of those locations have got hit, but this is currently over areas towards like East Douglas. Let's see, Whistlinville, portions of West Upton, Milford, Hayden Row, Woodville, Westboro, Southville, Southborough, Farmingham, portions of Wayland, Weston, and Lincoln, and West Concord. So that's currently where the storm's at now. For this guy, like I said, obviously the main concern here is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Now, nickel-size hail could be possible. I'm going to turn this back off now since the light's coming back. But like I said, nickel-size hail is possible in regard to this specific storm, which is not considered severe. No, that's not considered severe, although I will say the damaging wind potential, yes, that is definitely there. We are seeing the possibility of some damaging winds, maybe up to 60 miles per hour being a possibility out of this storm here. So that is something that we are going to watch out for, is possibly that happening. Now here recently we got a warning here for portions of Vermont. We'll get to that here in a second. But these guys, especially one towards Limerick and Lake Arrowhead, this is a pretty daggone nasty storm we're talking about. So here across portions of southern Maine, we have ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect across portions of Limerick, Lake Arrowhead. Now here's the crazy part about this guy. Look at this. Golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts is a possibility out of this one in particular storm. So it's looking pretty nasty. And I usually don't say this too much for severe thunderstorms, but I would recommend seeking shelter with this type of storm. I would definitely recommend going into that central portion of your home, definitely well far away from windows. You do not want to be near any windows during these type of storms here. I mean, obviously, with large hail and damaging winds influencing them, you got wind-driven hail moving nearly 70 miles per hour at worst with golf ball size hail inside of it. Just kind of goes to show you what I'm telling you all about. So obviously that's just kind of interesting to see. So it's a pretty daggone nasty storm. Now one to the south here towards Rochester is actually proportions of eastern New Hampshire, or southeastern New Hampshire, proportions of Farmington, Milton, and Alton. Milton's right there in New Hampshire. But anyways, regardless though, this guy is not as crazy, but still is pretty interesting here. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and actually half-dollar size hail. So obviously in this case, yes, damaging wind gusts up to 60 is possible. 10 mile an hour less than the one to the north. But obviously, in this case, a half-dollar size hail, 1.25 inches. Smaller than golf ball, obviously, but still, it's associated with that same storm there. Anyways, regardless, though, it's a pretty nasty line of storms that we are actively watching here. This is definitely going to need monitored over the next several minutes here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and switch up here to Vermont. Like I said, we have a new warning, relatively new warning that got issued probably about 15 minutes ago across portions of Stowey, Waterbury, and Richmond. That's where the storm has not moved into yet, but it's getting ready to. Richmond, you're up next. I'd say within the next 5 to 10 minutes. But anyway, so areas here towards Essex Junction, Burlington, and Shelburne. That is where the storm is currently located. It's actually currently located over the radar site as well. You can see a big old donut circle. That's where the radar is right there. KCXX here towards Essex Junction here. But anyways, so that's what's currently happening. That's all the active warnings as of now. Now, just to kind of give you guys an idea and kind of show you guys what we're talking about, where today is, just because you're not across the watch area does not mean that you don't have the threat for severe weather for today. Like I said, the severe threat stretches all the way down as far south as northeastern Pennsylvania into portions of central and northern New Jersey. You are at risk for some storms here in the dark green. Obviously, with the greatest potential of seeing those severe storms is across the yellow. That's at level 2 out of 5. So that's where the watch is actually issued across this yellow area, and obviously that's where the higher threat is for today. So that's obviously where tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds is possible. Now the dark green is mostly just for damaging wind possibilities, but we could see the possibility of maybe even seeing some of those severe characteristics as far down south as New Jersey and northeastern portions of obviously portions here towards Pennsylvania. But anyway, so that is kind of what we are talking about here. Let's see, a new tornado warning apparently in Connecticut I'm getting word of. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on back here to my to the main screen here. So you said there's a tornado warning now in Connecticut. I'm not seeing it pop up yet, but let's go ahead and bring up the local radar here. Maybe it'll pull up here in a minute. There it is, right there. Okay, so we're about to see that tornado warning kind of grow up here in a minute. So there's now a tornado warning, my friends. The first one I've seen of today. I think this might be the first one of today. Across portions of Windsor Locks, portions here of Sunfield Depot, or obviously, Portion Depot, however you pronounce that. Thompsonville, portions here towards Hazardville, Southwood Acres, Crystal Lake. Portions here towards Stafford Springs. So this is an active tornado warning that is in effect here. We're going to take a look at velocity. That right there, I think that's obviously where the rotation is at. Now I'm going to try to find a better radar scan. It's kind of a bit tough. Let's see, Kate. This might be the one that's the best. So there it kind of goes. So right around in there, it looks like we are seeing a bit of rotation that's currently ongoing. So there you go, my friends. Tornado warning now in effect here. This is currently what is going on at the moment. And but like I said, you all just please stay safe out there. And obviously, so like I said, we got you guys covered here for today. Now let's see. We have ourselves. Wow. So yeah, we really just gotta watch out for that. That warning counter is about to update here in a minute. Let's go and see. Lily says, I heard that it formed a funnel cloud where the tornado warning was. Let me check on here. So obviously, okay, radar indicator rotation. There has not, as of now, there has not been a, there goes the warning counter up to 1 now. Like I said, as of right now, there is not any reports of funnel clouds, at least from what I'm seeing on my scan here. But like I said, there's a little bit of rotation that is kind of going on here west of Windsor Locks, which is something that we got to watch out for. So like I said, obviously, areas towards Hazardsville, Crystal Lake here, Stafford Springs, far down the line. Like I said, the main concern right now is towards Windsor Locks. So you guys have got to be inside of your shelter at this point. Like I said, obviously the best place to go is into a lower portion of your home. So if you have a basement or a storm cellar, that is obviously the place that you want to go to. But if you don't, the second best option would be to go into the central interior portion of your home. And in that case, that's where you want to go. So like I said, obviously in this case, if you don't have a basement or a storm cellar, central interior portion, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. So to give you as much protection as possible. Now, if you're in a trailer home, ditch it completely. And go and try to find a better, sturdier place. If there's no sturdy area around and you're literally in a trailer, get out of the trailer and go and find a ditch and cover your head. So obviously that's kind of like the best thing you got to do. So that's in order. And obviously it'd be recommended to take a, obviously it'd be much recommended to take a, first aid kit with you as well. Bring your shoes in case of, say a tornado does happen and it does do some damage to your home. And obviously there's going to be nails and all types of sharp objects on the ground there. So obviously, in that case, please bring your shoes as well. And if you could, bring a helmet to help protect your head from flying debris. Anyway, so like I said, the main place to go to is if you don't have a basement or a storm cellar, that'll be the best place to go to. But second will be to be inside the central interior portion of your home. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. Once again, tornado warning is in effect here for portions here towards Suffield Depot here. Portions here towards Windsor Locks, Southwood Acres, Hazardville as well. So obviously that is kind of something for Stafford Springs as well in Crystal Lake. But that is kind of what we're talking about here. So please be safe out there. Let's go see. I think there'll be another tornado warning tomorrow. So it's kind of, we can't tell if there's going to be a tornado warning tomorrow. I will tell you though, there is a possibility of some tornado potential tomorrow across the upper Midwest. We're probably live for tomorrow as well. Anyways, not to bring a concern, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in Ohio. Okay, let's actually, yeah, I'm not seeing that as of right now. It usually pop up here in the black area, but as of right now, I'm not seeing that. Let's go see. Violence says, that'll be terrifying. Hope nobody gets hurt. Now, as of right now, it's just a radar indicated threat. If we take a look at correlation coefficient, there is currently no debris signature, which is good. Like I said, just right now, there's a little bit of rotation that's ongoing here. So, yeah, this has really just popped up here not too long ago. So, once again, guys, tornado warning in effect here. This will remain in effect here. Let's go and see until 4:30. So, we have a half hour to go before this does get canceled. Obviously, like I said, tornado and quarter-size hail is also a possibility. So, not only is a tornado a possibility, but quarter-size hail is also possible, too. So, watch out for quarter-size hail, obviously being a possibility. And, maybe even, like I said, or even a tornado could be possible out of the storm here. So, reason why it's gone tornado warned. So, once again, we got to watch out for these guys. Now let's see. Let's go ahead and switch on to K-Box radar here really quickly. Let's go ahead and see here. We are currently watching, it looks like that big line of possible damaging winds might be going on here towards the Boston region. If we take a look here back at reflectivity, you can actually start to see, okay, Boston, the storm is creeping up on you. It's about to hit you within the next, I'd say, relatively soon. But anyway, so like I said, that is kind of what we are looking at. So definitely, you guys, we got to keep on watching this here very, very closely. So that Boston's about to get hit here relatively soon. But anyways, let's go see here. Chip says, what's going on? So Chips, obviously welcome, man. Glad to have you here. So we have 7 active severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning. We just seen a tornado warning pop up in northern Connecticut for areas here towards Stafford Springs, portion here towards Thompsonville, portions here of Windsor Locks, portions of Suffield Depot, portions here towards Hazardville and Southwood Acres. So that is the warning that's in place here. Also for Crystal Lake and portions of Stafford Springs too. More further down the line, but you are still in that warning, and you should still be preparing for this, as it's definitely a possibility we could see a tornado out of the cell. Sarah says, you're doing great. Pronunciation of towns is crazy in New England. Yeah, it is definitely crazy. I have picked up on that for sure. And like I said, I'm honestly not the best when it comes to pronunciations in general for these locations, but, we try our best here. We try to give you guys, the best we can. But anyways, but like I said, my friends, just thank you all for joining us here. Thank you guys for being a part of this. And like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, I don't really ask for much, but like I said, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. So apparently Devin's saying that there is a new Day 1 Outlook that just came out. Okay, so let's actually pull this up here. So they just updated it. Still, okay, we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to wait for it to update, though, completely. Give it a few minutes, and it will definitely update here. But anyway, so like I was saying, you guys, we just got to continue watching the weather here for today. And like I said, obviously, we are dealing with a decent amount of severity going on at the moment. So, yeah, so just recently here, we are seeing ourselves, obviously, a new update here just came through. Let's see here. The sea looks like a mouth. So you said, where is that at? What are you talking about here? Let's go see here. Sorry about that, Karen. That Nightbot. Yeah. Let's go see. Last EF4/3 was in the December outbreak. Oh, was that during December 10th, I believe? Yeah, we were actually live during that event. Pretty crazy. But anyways, so like I said, my friends, yeah, we are seeing ourselves. We'll actually take a look here back at Long Island radar. We're actually seeing ourselves a little bit of rotation happening here at the moment. Like I said, obviously towards Windsor Locks, portions of Sunfeld Depot, portions here towards Southwood Acres, also obviously towards Broadbrook included, Thompsonville, Hazardville, Sherwood Manor, portions here towards obviously Crystal Lake included, and obviously towards Stafford Springs. But that is kind of what we are actively seeing. So once again, this is in northern Connecticut, actively what we are watching here as of now. So let's see. Let's see if I can load up this new Outlook here. Yep, it just came through, y'all. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So they actually just now updated our Outlook here for today. So let's go ahead and look at that here very, very briefly. Like I said, we have a tornado warning, so we got to make this quick. But anyways, so as of right now, I'm going to ignore that. Yeah, so new update just now came out. Getting rid of that potential in Vermont. So obviously now just including Connecticut, portions of Rhode Island, just a small little area. So I believe they cut that in about half. The tornado potential, if you're still wondering, is still there, though. There's still a 2% chance. Damaging winds, yeah, still 15 and 5. So it's still there. We're still looking, like I said, obviously we're still looking good. Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on back here, you guys, back to the main screen here. Like I said, obviously that is what we were watching. Let's go see. Lily wants to know, can I look for a hook? Yeah. Violence says, thank you for your service, Andrew. You're very, very welcome. Like I said, that's what I'm here for. I really enjoy it. So, yeah, this is more of an embedded cell. So here's kind of the problem. Honestly, like I said, obviously here's kind of the problem. When it comes to an event like this, with this active tornado warning here, this could be a rain-wrapped tornado. This could be a concern thing. Because obviously this is causing some pretty crazy rain as well. And where the rotation is, there's lots of rain that's ongoing, especially towards like Windsor Locks. That is kind of where the worst of the storm is. So if there's going to be a tornado forming in this, it might be hard to see because it might be obscured by rain. That is what we call a rain-wrapped tornado. So this could, if this thing does produce a tornado, it would likely be rain-wrapped because of all the precipitation around it, which is actually really, really crazy. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, guys, please stay safe there. Let me go ahead and see here. No problem. Not posting links to my knowledge. Let's go see here. Violent says, just recommended your channel to a few family members. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what's going on, my friends. So we have ourselves until 4:30. We have 25 more minutes to go here before this tornado warning does get canceled. Like I was saying, obviously towards like Crystal Lake, portions of Stafford Springs, towards Windsor Locks, portions of Sunfeld Depot, portion here towards Thompsonville, portions of Hazardville, Southwood Acres, and Broadbrook. We are seeing a tornado warning effect. Like I said, it's a bit of broad rotation happening here. We don't have any close radars. I mean, there's obviously a little bit of something happening here. I think the closest one we have might be K-Box here, but it's not really showing too much happening here at the moment. But anyways, regardless, though, we got to still keep an eye on this. I mean, this is still a tornado warning, and this will remain in effect here until, basically until for another 24 more minutes to go. So a little bit to go left, but obviously, you know, that's what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and see. Lily says you're so sweet and well, keeping up people's safety. You know, that's what I'm here for. Like I said, obviously I just enjoy tracking the weather, and obviously I enjoy helping you guys out as well. Obviously, so I figured one day I was like, well, I'll do this on my own regardless. So it's like, you know, obviously I can try to help out as many people as possible. Obviously, that is the reason we're here for, is to make sure you guys are staying up to date. And I'm glad to be here. I'm definitely very, very honored to be here with you guys. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And just thank you all for being here and hanging out with us for today. And like I said, if you have any questions, you guys, let us know. We got you guys covered. But anyways, we're going, once again, tornado warning in effect for portions here towards Broadbrook, Crystal Lake, portions of Stafford Springs, Hazardsville, portions of Southwood Acres, Sunfeld, DePot, Thompsonville, and Sherwood Minor. Once again, until 4:30. And like I was saying, the place you want to go during a tornado warning, if you're in any of those areas we just now mentioned, like I said, the best place you want to go to is if you don't have a basement or a storm cellar. That's obviously number one choice, to get underground. If you can't, the next best thing is to get into the central interior portion of your home. So obviously, like say, for example, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. That's going to give you as many barricades as possible to help protect yourself in regard to flying debris and stuff like that. So as many walls as you can put between yourself and the outdoors, the better. So keep that in mind. Now, say if you're in a trailer home, regardless of if you're in a trailer home or not, you got to leave. You have got to leave. You cannot stay in that trailer home. You got to go to either someone who does have a basement, storm cellar, or somewhere a more sturdier structure. But for example, like I said, obviously for another example, say if there's nothing nearby, say if you're out camping, for example, and let's just say that there is a tornado warning for you. The last thing you want to do is go to a ditch and cover your head. Get out of the trailer. You'd be much more better potential. You'd be much more better off being in a ditch than you would rather be inside of that trailer. Because like I said, obviously, with that being said, I mean, these trailers can turn and toss and obviously crush you inside, which obviously just please, seriously do not. Like I said, obviously just please, take these very, very seriously. Let's go see. KDGF says recommended the channel to all 21 of my friends. Well, thank you so much. If a tornado does form, does it be likely from EF0 to EF2 max? So yeah, the chances of the tornadoes for today is they'll likely be more on the weaker side. They have a better chance of being more weak than strong for today. The wind shear is just not really supportive of those really big tornadoes. But you know what? It is still a tornado potential for today. And yes, so we can still have some damaging tornadoes being a possibility. So regardless, though, we still got to watch out for. But yeah, so we have a better chance of seeing more weaker tornadoes from EF0 to EF2 versus EF3 to EF5, obviously. Anyways, let's see. Happy says, let's say you are virtual on this weather crazy world. Well, thank you for your report. You're very, very welcome, Happy. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. You know, I want you guys to obviously, you know, stay up to date and stuff like that. Like I said, if you guys are new channel, like I said, I don't ask for much, but like I said, if you are new channel, consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, and obviously leave a like, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here for today. But anyway, so yeah, that is currently what's going on here. Now we have ourselves some more reports apparently coming in here from. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, this is actually coming in from Devin here. This is actually of a water spout. This was on Wednesday. This was actually from an aerial view, too. Wow, look at that. Hold on, we're going to turn off the audio for a minute, though. But look at that. That is a water spout from up above. That is actually really, really crazy. So you can see it there. That's the water spout from up above, reported by Devin. Wow. Yeah, this dude's pretty brave to get that close to it. That is definitely really, really nuts. Let's go ahead and see here. Is right a trailer at home can get flipped since it's saw it in Oklahoma? Absolutely. Lily says, have ever seen a have ever tracked an EF5 or an EF4? Yes, we have tracked a lot of EF4s. Not any EF5 since we haven't had any since 2013. So EF5s, no, but EF4s, yes. And we've seen some pretty close calls to EF5s. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. But anyways, so yeah, that is that's the current footage there of that. What you call it, the water spout. Look at that. That's actually really, really nuts. Well, once again, thank you so much for, thank you so much for that, my friend. Greatly, greatly appreciated, Devin, for sending that in to us. Now, let's go ahead and move on back here to the main screen. Like I said, we do actually have an active tornado warning that we still need to give you guys information on. Like I said, areas here towards, Hazardsville, portions of Southwood Acres, portions here towards Windsor Locks, Broadbrook, portions of Crystal Lake, portions here towards Stafford Springs. Okay. So we are seeing ourselves a tornado warning in effect here. Like I said, obviously for those locations. Now, according to radar view, it's not really anything too crazy on rotation here. But anyways, regardless though, it is still a tornado warning. Regardless if I'm seeing any tight rotation or not, you are still in that warning, and you should still respect that polygon, just like James Spann would always tell me, or always tell everybody. But regardless, though, like I said, obviously right now there's a little bit of turbulence happening towards Broadbrook, bit of broadness going on towards Broadbrook. Like I said, obviously right now we are watching it, though. Like I was saying, though, obviously towards those regions, that is kind of what we're looking at here. KDGF7 says, got to go. Peace. See you later, man. Thank you for joining us. Hype says, hi, Andrew. I'm back. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Liz says, if you see behind the water spout, there's a funnel. So it's probably another one, another water spout that was probably trying to form there. But anyways, let's see. Brady says, thank you for the live stream. You're very, very welcome, my friend. It goes to all of you guys out there. It's all for you guys. Obviously I want to be here for y'all and keep you guys updated. Let's see here. So we have that one warning here in Vermont. This is towards Richmond now. Just passed through most of, let's see here, Shelburne. Mostly passed through. It's still kind of, remaining across portions of Essex Junction. For the most part, it's still pretty much, obviously, kind of moving its way out of the region there towards Essex Junction. But obviously towards, like, Richmond is currently where it's getting right now. So that is kind of what we are watching now. Obviously towards like Waterbury, eventually towards Stowey. Yeah, those areas are also inside of this severe thunderstorm warning where 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and obviously quarter-size hail is indeed a possibility with this guy as well. Now, like I was saying, we have ourselves a pretty nasty storm here. They just actually updated this here not too long ago. Here towards portions of southern Maine, towards Bar Mills, portions of Gorham and Westbrook. This is right here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. So that is obviously something we are looking at is actually not only damaging wind possibilities, but we're actually seeing the possibility of maybe, just maybe even some half-dollar size hail. Obviously could be a possibility as well. So we're definitely going to watch out for this here very, very closely. And like I said, we obviously have this big storm here right now. Like I said, Boston, Massachusetts is... my friends, I mean, you're right there on that storm. It is, if it's not already, it's about to start raining here any moment. Because it looks like if it's probably getting quite windy right now across the region. This is a pretty nasty looking storm moving its way towards the Boston area as of right now. So we got to definitely continue watching this here very, very closely. But anyways, yeah, so that's kind of what is going on there. Like I said, also we have a tornado warning in effect. This is kind of our main concerns as of right now here in portions of northern Connecticut. Like I said, portions here towards, Sunfield, DePot, portions of Thompsonville, Hazardsville, Sherwood Manor, Southwood Acres as well, Broadbrook, Crystal Lake, and eventually moving it towards Sanford Springs here. That is kind of actively what we are watching here as of right now. And like I said, obviously this warning here is still a radar indicated threat, showing that just rotation has been detected by radar. No reports as of now of a tornado on the ground here. So obviously that is with that being said. Now anyways, here we go. This is actually a live review coming in here from obviously, let's see here. This is I have an idea. Hold on. So apparently there's a storm moving into Boston right now. And we got some Boston live cameras here. Oh, there we go. Okay, you guys, we got it. So we got a report from Colton, and he showed us that camera, and apparently, look at this. So here's actually the live view in Boston. Now, I just saw a lightning strike here the first second I pulled it up, so there's probably lots of lightning activity. You got a few flashes going on there. we're going to stay here for a second, and we're just going to see what's going to happen here. Now, obviously, you can see those big old clouds. That shelf cloud just now moved through, which is actually pretty crazy. Hype wants to know any tornadoes yet today. So as of now, I don't think there's any tornadoes that have been confirmed. But like I said, we have an active tornado warning. Actually, just now got canceled, which is good news. Let me actually briefly go ahead and show you guys that once again. Let me show you guys where the tornado warning is or was. So if you're in Windsor Locks, portions of Sunfeld Depot, portions of Thompsonville, Sherwood Manor, Hazardsville, Southwood Acres, Broadbrook, portions of Crystal Lake, and Stafford Springs, you are now no longer in that tornado warning. It's now just gotten canceled. But anyways, let's go and move on back here to the view in Boston. Like I said, this is a live camera going on here in Boston here currently. And you can obviously tell, this guy is really starting to kind of fire through here. So once again, you guys, just please stay safe. There goes some lightning. Obviously, that is pretty nuts. So we are seeing a lot more lightning activity. So maybe, who knows? We could actually see a few CGs here. A few ground zappers might actually occur with this, especially near the buildings there with those higher objects. And I know you guys can barely see that, but right there next to the satellite view, I can actually point to it right there. You see it? That little, that's actually the crane. So that's actually the highest point, I believe, above these towers right here. This is above those towers. That will be a good place to get lightning struck. Because of how high it is up in the air. And honestly, it would not be surprising if it did get struck by lightning. But anyways, look at this view. Absolutely, it's looking pretty nuts here. And obviously, it's about to start pouring in the Boston area. And like I said, obviously, the radar view is just above my head here. This is that storm that is moving in Boston. If we go ahead and play it back here a little bit. So Boston is right here where my cursor is on the radar view just above my head. That is right where it is at currently. So it's something we got to continue watching here. Anyway, so like I said, my friends, just please stay safe out there. If you got any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for you guys. We're going to make sure you guys are staying up to date here. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on there. We're going to wait for one more lightning strike, and then we're going to switch on back here. But anyways, so like I was saying, you can see on the far left-hand side of the screen, that's where the shelf cloud has moved its way through the region. And so obviously, obviously that's pretty crazy. So, but anyway, so yeah, we had ourselves, obviously the boats are at bay. There you go, there's lightning strikes. So let's go ahead and move on back here, you guys. Back to the main screen. Like I said, here's Boston right there. Boston, you are right there. So this is right where that camera is. Now, apparently we're getting some winds of current sustained winds of around 17 miles per hour. That is currently ongoing here at the moment. Like I said, this is a severe warning storm here. The main concern with this guy is obviously 60 mile per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. There's a lot more lightning activity here. We're going to switch on back to it really briefly. I'm seeing a lot of I've been seeing a lot of flashes here the last few minutes, last few seconds here. But anyways, so yeah, definitely something we got to watch out here for. Like I said, Boston is about to get slammed here. You see all the flashes that keeps on going. That one was just behind the camera. But obviously, I'm just waiting to see a good ground strike here. Honestly, it's possible since we're looking at the city too. And we have all those high-flying buildings. Obviously, that's kind of there you go. Right there. Got it. We finally got it. I'm glad. Okay, I'm really, really glad I switched to that. Wow. Did you see that, y'all? That was right there in that water. That was nuts. So there you go. Nice CG lightning strike. That is crazy. That is definitely crazy here. That live camera is facing towards the Boston channel. Yeah, it definitely is. I can see that. So obviously, yeah, this is a good way. It's a good thing to be indoors as well. Holy cow! Did y'all see that? If you guys didn't, you should rewind back to that. That was actually pretty nuts. We just saw a lightning strike literally just zap this area here. Well, anyways, whoa! Did you guys see that? Oh my gosh! We had like multiple of them. We had we had like two on the left-hand side, and then we had another one on the right. No way. Okay, I'm gonna keep this live camera here for a minute because it looks like a lot of lightning activity is really commencing here. Holy cow! Did you all see those? Oh my gosh, dude, that was nuts. That was actually really, really crazy. Like I said, there's literally multiple flashes. We had like two on the left-hand side, and then we had the one that happened on the right. Dude, that was actually really, really cool. Now, hopefully that happens again. There goes another one. You just seen it briefly. Man, yeah, lots of lightning activity. Here comes the rain here. You can actually see how it's more graying out in the background. Here comes the rain. Wow. Yeah, you guys, we got to really... They moved the crane. I just now realized they moved it. Remember, you guys could see it right there? It's not there anymore. But yeah, Boston is definitely getting slammed here right now. We're going to wait for more CGs. This is a very, very energized storm from what it looks like. There goes... Wow, look at that. Another one. It struck right there by this building right there. I don't know if you guys just saw that. Holy cow! Did you see that? Of course I was taking a drink when that happened. Lots of lightning activity. What if one strikes the camera? That would be a bad day for the owners of this camera. But that would be kind of funny to see, not going to lie. So, all right, here comes the rain. Obviously, the camera is now starting to get kind of soaked here. Pretty crazy. Lots of lightning activity. Oh, look at the waters. So if we look down here, you see the water moving? Right here. You can see. If you look closely, the water is actually blowing towards the camera. So that's the air that's pushing out there. Anyways. Let's go see. AFW says this view is amazing. It really, really is. It really is. Violent says that's so cool, and Hype says, wow. It's quite nuts. It is really... There goes more... Dude, there's so much lightning activity going on here. Yeah, here comes the rain. Obviously getting quite daggone crazy here now. But look at all this. Holy cow. I wish there was audio to this. I really do. Because if there was, then I'm sure we'd be constantly hearing constant booms of thunder. That one was actually really close. You guys seen how bright that one was at? Yeah, that was actually really, really close there. What if it strikes one of those boats down there? Obviously would not be good. I'm kind of... obviously not too good. So yeah, look how much grayer it is now. Yeah, that is actually very, very nuts. So, guys, I mean, please, 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 just be safe out there. And if you got any questions, let me know. Like I said, right now we're looking at a live view in Boston. We've seen so much cloud-to-ground lightning activity. Like, it's been pretty nuts. I'm not going to lie with you. Okay, we're going to wait for one more, and then we're going to switch back to the radar, guys, to give you guys a view here. Okay, we got a few lightning strikes. I'm going to see if we can find another good one here in the next few minutes. Hopefully, we'll get a good one. But you guys, wow! Oh my gosh! Did you see that? It was like lots of them. It was at least like 3 or 4 of those CG strikes. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that was it. I'm going to take that as a win for that camera view. Holy cow, that was a lot of action. Okay, so like I was saying, that's in Boston, and you can see right here, this is where Boston's located. This is a pretty nasty storm we're talking about. They also did put a special marine warning out, basically ahead of this storm here, like towards the Bay Area, basically just to alert the boaters. Okay, that's ongoing. Please prepare. So definitely is something that we got to watch out for. So once again, this is actually in a severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. Being a possibility. We have a few more warnings here across portions of northern Connecticut, for portions here towards Salmon Brook, portions here towards Southwood Acres, Manchester here, Hartford. Definitely is pretty crazy. Another one here across southern Maine for Gorham and portions of Westbrook and Bar Mills. So that's an update on the radar view. Now back to the live camera. We got some pretty cool views going on here, y'all. A lot of lightning activity. Very, very energized storm we're talking about here. I mean, we've seen multiple cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. Just within the last, 5 minutes, we've seen at least over a dozen. At least a dozen. And obviously, like I said, it's really kind of pretty daggone crazy. Just waiting for a good one again. Like I said, if you guys are in this warning, please stay away from windows. I mean, regardless of any severe thunderstorm or any thunderstorm in general, if you hear thunder, go inside. You don't want to be outside in this mess, obviously. Definitely not too good. Yeah, you don't want to be out in these type of events here. But once again, guys, wow. Yeah, it kind of looks like the lightning activity might be dying down a little bit. Well, maybe not. maybe not. But look how much more gray it is. Past the bridge there, if you go back a few, probably about a minute or so, you notice how a lot less of, we have a lot more visibility. I mean, the visibility has dropped to literally, I'd say less than a mile at this point. Yeah, so that visibility has definitely dropped quite a bit. Did they move the crane back? They did. Look at, so now you can see the edge of it again. That's weird. I wonder why. So maybe they're still doing construction in the middle of the storm. If they keep on moving it like that, I mean maybe, but that's kind of a big hazard. There's a seagull flying down there by the boats. But anyways, that is kind of a hazard to be in a crane during a big lightning storm like this. But yeah, it does kind of look like a lot of that lightning was kind of more in the beginning of that line, which is pretty nuts. Definitely quite crazy. You know, definitely is very, very nuts. New warning, actually 2 new warnings it looks like, or sorry, no, 1 new warning has been, no, I was right the first time. 2 new warnings popped up here across portions here towards Stores, portion here towards Stafford, Springstill, let's see, towards South Coventry? No, Coventry. This is for 60 mile per hour wind gust, quarter size hail. Whoa, hold on a minute. That is a hook. That is a hook and a half. Hold on a minute. What is going on? That's going to go tornado warn. Holy cow. That's heading right into Rhode Island. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say it now. If you guys are towards East Brooklyn, towards like Harmony, you should be prepared for a tornado being possible here. They did put a tornado possible tag on this, so this could honestly materialize into a tornado warning here. Wow, that is a solid looking hook. That is a supercell, my friend. So yeah, definitely is a rotating thunderstorm. Like I said, obviously towards like the region there. That is pretty daggone crazy there. So we got to watch out for this storm, as this thing could literally go tornado warn at any time. You know, this is associated. Get ready to move its way into portions here of Connecticut. It's a pretty nasty looking storm. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I just seen another CG on the camera. I wish there was a way I could actually pull up. If I could change something, I probably would. So next stream we'll probably have something where I can have this type of view with the live cam above me. I'll fix something. I'll work something out there for next live stream. But anyways, wow, man, it's actually pretty crazy there. So there is a bit of broadness. There is a little bit of rotation too. Quite weak rotation as of now from what it looks like towards East Brooklyn and Danielson. But obviously, yeah, that's something we are definitely going to continue to watch. Like I said, obviously towards Harmony and Greenville, that's where the severe thunderstorm warning is. The main concern, though, is 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. And like I said, obviously, they have that tornado possible tag. So that is something that we cannot really leave alone here. Let's see, we got ourselves a report coming in here from Devin here of some damage has been taken here in Massachusetts. Wow. Oh, yeah. You want to know something? So here's actually something cool here. Here's what Hype is sending us. So I think we might have been watching this exact lightning strike. Look at all that lightning going on there in Boston. If we pause it. Let's see. Pause it right there. Look at that. Right there in Boston. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. That's pretty nuts. But anyways. Here's some damage that Devin has sent in to us here. Obviously, look at that. A tree has fell on someone's house on the roof of there. Definitely not good. This is in Massachusetts. So, obviously, yeah, we got to watch out for that. So, it just goes to show you that damaging winds is definitely a possibility here when it does come to this. Okay, so that little area of rotation has been kind of happening here for a little bit. Nothing really new. Let's see. We're going to check up on the storm here in southern Maine here. Now, we have a wind report coming through here of a wind gust of nearly 40 miles per hour has been reported here, basically towards one storm, west of Portland. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that's about to expire here. This has until 4:30, so literally in 1 minute. Looking pretty good there. Let's see, until this guy is in effect until, it's kind of hard to tell some of these guys. 4:30. So some of these warnings are about to expire here in a few moments. Let's see here. Taunton, Massachusetts says, Ms. Nama says, it's getting extremely dark there. Well, stay safe there, my friend. Like I said, if you have any questions, let us know. We're going to be here for you guys. We got you all covered. And, but like I was saying, y'all, please stay safe out there. Please, obviously, if you have any questions, let me know. And like I said, I don't usually ask for much, but like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. So right now we have 3 warnings in effect here. So Boston, you're still in that warning, but obviously we are still keeping an eye on it. Let me actually move down to the bigger radar here. So yeah, you can obviously tell, I mean, this looks kind of like a Boeing segment starting to pop up here. Maybe some damaging wind gusts, obviously, is a concern with that. Reason why it's warned here, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts is the main concern. We're still watching this little guy with the little hook going on. So not really too much crazy rotation that's happening with this one storm. But like I said, obviously towards East Brooklyn and Danielson, basically north of Moose Up. Okay, north of Plainfield. I think that's how you would say that. Moose, M-O-O-S-U-P. Moose Up. Okay. Anyway, so obviously this is a warning for an effect for portions of Harmony and Greenville as well. This is going to need watched here. Like I said, they did put a... Here we go. Look at this. Remain alert for a possible tornado. You can read this right here. So remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornado can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado at once, or if you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or a small and central room into a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Large hail and damaging winds and continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with the storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on there. Lily says, her possible rotation near Rhode Island. So that's what we're looking at here right now. Like I said, obviously this is the cell we're watching. Here's Rhode Island, this small state that Rhode Island is. And like I said, towards East Brooklyn. This is right where that rotation is kind of weak at the moment. It still has a lot of work to do if it wants to produce a tornado. But yeah, we actually did have that hook echo too. It's on the cell. I mean, it looked pretty crazy about a few scans back. I mean, look at that. It's definitely a hooky, that's for sure. So obviously, that's kind of what we're looking at. Hype says if they issue a tornado warning for Rhode Island, sirens in Providence are probably going to go off. Depends, because Rhode Island's pretty small. A lot of places in portions of portions here of Rhode Island might get the warning. Yeah. Let's see. Severe warning in Montana, says Devin. Okay, thanks for the update. But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of what's going on there, you guys. We're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Yeah, we definitely have a hook echo going on here. Definitely something we're watching here. Phil says, hooky Lou. Yep, pretty much. It's a big old, we got ourselves a, hook going on here. Pretty much just southeast of East Brooklyn now. You can kind of see right in there. Bunch of warm air is being drawn into the storm here from this little notch, what we call the inflow notch. But anyways, regardless though, that's a possible tornado signature there. Just right off the bat by looking at it. And but yeah, so we have another warning in effect, guys, for South Coventry, portions here of Stores, portions here of Stafford Springs, portions of Holland, Southbridge. This is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. We have a warning. Now, that one storm we just saw pass through Boston that we were just looking at here a minute ago, that in particular storm is now moving out to sea. And obviously now this was once a big concern for the people on land, and it still is a concern for the rest of the people here. But obviously, like I said, with that being said, this is eventually going to be moving into the water, though, and it is going to obviously create some hazards for the boaters out there, which that's a concern on its own. So that's what we're looking at. That is indeed what we are watching. So once again, my friends, just please stay safe out there. And if you got any questions, let me know. If you guys are new to the channel, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated, my friends. Thank you guys for joining us here for today. And obviously, please stay safe out there. But like I was saying, we're watching this little hooky we have down here. We're going to really keep an eye on this cell here, because this does have the possibility of producing something. Like I said, here's a mesocyclone. It's quite weak, quite broad and weak rotation. So it's quite large and slow rotation that's ongoing here. So what's actually happening is we need this to tighten up before it wants to produce any tornado. But like I was saying, though, it's definitely, it's trying to, but it has a lot of work to do if it wants to. But we'll see what happens. So this is right here, directly east of East Brooklyn, north of Moose Up. Pretty weird. But anyways, so that's kind of where this is at. Eventually, like I said, we also have the areas in this warning include Harmony and Greenville. Regardless, of a possible tornado, we do have actually a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place for the storm here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as quarter-size hail. So that is kind of the main concern as of now. And like I said, they put that tornado possible tag to say, okay, watch out. We could see an isolated tornado pop out of this cell here. Like I said, if trends continue, like I said, there is a few signatures showing that a tornado might be trying to form here. And in that case, the first signature is obviously a little bit of rotation, but the second big concern is we have that hook shape. That's the classic supercell type of shape that we usually see. But anyway, so that's kind of what is going on there at the moment, my friends. So definitely you guys, I mean, please be safe out there. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for y'all. So apparently we got ourselves a report coming in here from Devin. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So here's actually a text report coming through. It says let's see. So we are seeking ground truth in southern Vermont, Bennington and Windham counties. If anyone has reports of trees down, large limbs down, or power lines, from earlier this afternoon. So pretty crazy. So honestly, it is pretty daggone crazy. So obviously, we can expect some damage to happen out of these storms here for today. And like I said, we definitely just got to keep an eye on it. It looks like there's a warning in place for Pennsylvania. Let's see. Yeah, for portions here towards Ford City, State Lake, portions of Worthington and Kittening. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as penny-size hail. So we got to watch out for that. Let's go see. Can you put the radar link in chat for me to download? Go to grlevelx.com. I think that's it. Not a sponsor, by the way. So, but anyways. So, so like I said, right now we're not dealing with any tornado warnings as of now. But like I said, we are watching a cell that could pose a future tornado possibility here. Actually, I really wouldn't even call it that really anymore. I mean, it kind of looks like that might be kind of only just weakening here, which is pretty good. But anyways, my friends, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break here for a minute since, things are kind of dying down. We'll probably be back here at 5. How does that sound for you guys? So like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. If you guys do want to support the channel by donating to us, like I said, obviously you don't have to, but I'm saying if you guys would like to support the channel and what we do, obviously for radar expenses and stuff like that, like I said, take a look at the pinned link there in chat. Obviously we have it down in the description as well. And but like I said, obviously if you guys want to help us out, greatly appreciate it. We also have our cool merch down there as well if you guys would like to check that out. But once again, just thank you all for being here, and like I said, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys do want to support the channel, by obviously sending us donations, be greatly appreciated, my friends, and obviously we'll go towards back into the channel and stuff like that. All right, my friends, we'll be back here at 5. So y'all take care. Let's go see. So we'll be back here in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some lunch or dinner here at this point. I guess it's dinner time, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some dinner really quickly, and I will be back here in a little bit. So you guys take care. We're gonna keep the radar view up here for you all. We're gonna turn it back onto the Be Right Back screen here. We're gonna make sure the radar view is in sight and ready to go. We're gonna turn on the playing motion as well, and so like I said, we'll be back here in 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and set my timer here for actually 21 minutes. So there we go. So we'll be back here around 5 o'clock. So you guys take care. Thank you all for joining us here for today. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Let's go and turn back on No Weather Radio. And so it's back up there. Anyways, you guys, we'll be back here soon. Like I said, if you guys do want to help us out, be greatly appreciated. Check out the links below. Anyways, you guys, we'll be back here in a little bit. Take care.
Then becoming partly cloudy. Waves 2 feet or less. Monday, south winds 5 to 15 knots. A chance of showers and thunderstorms. Waves 1 foot or less. Tuesday, south winds 10 to 15 knots becoming west. Showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms. Waves 1 to 3 feet. Wednesday, west winds 10 to 15 knots becoming northwest. A chance of showers during the day. Waves 1 to 3 feet. Winds and waves higher and near thunderstorms. The water temperature off Rochester is 76 degrees. This is the NOAA Weather Radio KHA 53 in Rochester. Your source for official weather information across the Western Finger Lakes and the Genesee Valley. KHA 53 operates on a frequency of 162.40 MHz. The 4 p.m. weather at Rochester, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius, the dew point 70 and the relative humidity 93%. The wind was south at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.91 inches and steady. Repeating at Rochester, it was partly sunny, temperature 72 degrees. Around the region at 4 p.m. at Syracuse, a thunderstorm was reported, with a temperature of 75. At Toronto, it was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 75. it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 77 at Erie, 78 at Buffalo, 78 at Niagara Falls, and 79 at Watertown. At Oswego, winds were west at 9 knots, with a temperature of 75 degrees. The Central Lake Ontario buoy winds were from the west at 70 knots. A cold front will cross the area with showers and thunderstorms today. High pressure will build in tonight, bringing drier, cooler, and less humid conditions for Saturday. Dry weather continues Sunday, albeit warmer and more humid as return southerly flow develops across the region. The forecast for the Genesee Valley and Northern Finger Lakes, including Rochester, Geneseo, Canandaigua, Newark, and Fairhaven. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming light. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs ranging from the lower 70s on the hilltops to the mid-70s across the lower elevations. Light winds, becoming north around 10 miles an hour. Saturday night, mainly clear with some patchy fog developing overnight. Lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the upper 50s along the lake shore. Light winds. Sunday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise sunny. Warmer with highs ranging from the lower 80s on the hilltops to the mid-80s across the lower elevations. Light winds. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Warm and muggy with lows in the upper 60s. Light winds, becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the Southern Finger Lakes, including Penyan, Seneca Falls, and Auburn. Tonight, partly cloudy with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing from late evening on. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 10 miles an hour or less. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Light north winds. Saturday night, mainly clear. Lows in the mid-50s. Light winds. Sunday, sunny, warmer with highs in the mid-80s. Light winds. Sunday night, mainly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Warm with lows in the upper 60s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Monday, mostly cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 80s. Tuesday, showers likely and a chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-80s. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, partly cloudy. A 30% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 70s. Lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 70s. Lows in the mid-50s. Friday, partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-70s. Lows in the lower 50s. A cold front will cross the area tonight with any showers and thunderstorms dissipating overnight. High pressure will then build in, bringing drier, cooler, and less humid conditions Saturday. Dry weather continues Sunday, although it will be a bit warmer and more humid as southerly flow develops. The forecast for the Genesee Valley and Northern Finger Lakes, including Rochester, Geneseo, Canandaigua, Newark, and Fairhaven. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming light. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs ranging from the lower 70s on the hilltops to the mid-70s across the lower elevations. Light winds, becoming north around 10 miles an hour. Saturday night, mainly clear with some patchy fog developing overnight. Lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the upper 50s along the lake shore. Light winds. Sunday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise sunny. Warmer with highs ranging from the lower 80s on the hilltops to the mid-80s across the lower elevations. Light winds. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Warm and muggy with lows in the upper 60s. Light winds, becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the southern Finger Lakes, including Penyan, Seneca Falls, and Auburn. Tonight, partly cloudy with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing from late evening on. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 10 miles an hour or less. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Light north winds. Saturday night, mainly clear. Lows in the mid-50s. Light winds. Sunday, sunny, warmer with highs in the mid-80s. Light winds. Sunday night, mainly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Warm with lows in the upper 60s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Monday, mostly cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 80s. Tuesday, showers likely and a chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-80s. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, partly cloudy. A 30% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 70s. Lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 70s. Lows in the mid-50s. Friday, partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-70s. Lows in the lower 50s. This is the NOAA Weather Radio KHA 53 in Rochester. Your source for official weather information across the Western Finger Lakes and the Genesee Valley. KHA 53 operates on a frequency of 162.40 MHz. The 4 p.m. weather at Rochester, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius, the dew point 70 and the relative humidity 93%. The wind was south at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.91 inches and steady. Repeating at Rochester, it was partly sunny, temperature 72 degrees. Around the region at 4 p.m. at Syracuse, a thunderstorm was reported, with a temperature of 75. At Toronto, it was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 75. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 77 at Erie, 78 at Buffalo, 78 at Niagara Falls, and 79 at Watertown. At Oswego, winds were west at 9 knots, with a temperature of 75 degrees. The Central Lake Ontario buoy winds were from the west at 70 knots. A cold front will cross the area tonight with any showers and thunderstorms dissipating overnight. High pressure will then build in, bringing drier, cooler, and less humid conditions Saturday. Dry weather continues Sunday, although it will be a bit warmer and more humid as southerly flow develops. The forecast for the Genesee Valley and northern Finger Lakes, including Rochester, Geneseo, Canandaigua, Newark, and Fairhaven. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming light. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs ranging from the lower 70s on the hilltops to the mid-70s across the lower elevations. Light winds, becoming north around 10 miles an hour. Saturday night, mainly clear with some patchy fog developing overnight. Lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the upper 50s along the lake shore. Light winds. Sunday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise sunny. Warmer with highs ranging from the lower 80s on the hilltops to the mid-80s across the lower elevations. Light winds. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Warm and muggy with lows in the upper 60s. Light winds, becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the southern Finger Lakes, including Penyan, Seneca Falls, and Auburn. Tonight, partly cloudy with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing from late evening on. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 10 miles an hour or less. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Light north winds. Saturday night, mainly clear. Lows in the mid-50s. Light winds. Sunday, sunny, warmer with highs in the mid-80s. Light winds. Sunday night, mainly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Warm with lows in the upper 60s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Monday, mostly cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 80s. Tuesday, showers likely and a chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-80s. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, partly cloudy. A 30% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 70s. Lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 70s. Lows in the mid-50s. Friday, partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-70s. Lows in the lower 50s. This is the NOAA Weather Radio KHA 53 in Rochester. Your source for official weather information across the Western Finger Lakes and the Genesee Valley. KHA 53 operates on a frequency of 162.40 MHz. The 4 p.m. weather at Rochester, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius, the dew point 70 and the relative humidity 93%. The wind was south at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.91 inches and steady. Repeating at Rochester, it was partly sunny, temperature 72 degrees. Around the region at 4 p.m. at Syracuse, a thunderstorm was reported, with a temperature of 75. At Toronto, it was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 75. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 77 at Erie, 78 at Buffalo, 78 at Niagara Falls, and 79 at Watertown. At Oswego, winds were west at 9 knots, with a temperature of 75 degrees. The central Lake Ontario buoy winds were from the west at 70 knots. A cold front will cross the area tonight, with any showers and thunderstorms dissipating overnight. High pressure will then build in, bringing drier, cooler, and less humid conditions Saturday. Dry weather continues Sunday, although it will be a bit warmer and more humid as southerly flow develops. The forecast for the Genesee Valley and Northern Finger Lakes, including Rochester, Geneseo, Canandaigua, Newark, and Fairhaven. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming light. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs ranging from the lower 70s on the hilltops to the mid-70s across the lower elevations. Light winds, becoming north around 10 miles an hour. Saturday night, mainly clear with some patchy fog developing overnight. Lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the upper 50s along the lake shore. Light winds. Sunday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise sunny. Warmer with highs ranging from the lower 80s on the hilltops to the mid-80s across the lower elevations. Light winds. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Warm and muggy with lows in the upper 60s. Light winds, becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the Southern Finger Lakes, including Penyan, Seneca Falls, and Auburn. Tonight, partly cloudy with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing from late evening on. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 10 miles an hour or less. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Light north winds. Saturday night, mainly clear. Lows in the mid-50s. Light winds. Sunday, sunny, warmer with highs in the mid-80s. Light winds. Sunday night, mainly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Warm with lows in the upper 60s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Monday, mostly cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 80s. Tuesday, showers likely and a chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-80s. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, partly cloudy. A 30% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 70s. Lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 70s. Lows in the mid-50s. Friday, partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-70s. Lows in the lower 50s. This is the NOAA Weather Radio KHA 53 in Rochester. Your source for official weather information across the Western Finger Lakes and the Genesee Valley. KHA 53 operates on a frequency of 162.40 MHz. The 4 p.m. weather at Rochester, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius, the dew point 70 and the relative humidity 93%. The wind was south at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.91 inches and steady. Repeating at Rochester, it was partly sunny, temperature 72 degrees. Around the region at 4 p.m. at Syracuse, a thunderstorm was reported, with a temperature of 75. At Toronto, it was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 75. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 77 at Erie, 78 at Buffalo, 78 at Niagara Falls, and 79 at Watertown. At Oswego, winds were west at 9 knots, with a temperature of 75 degrees. The Central Lake Ontario buoy winds were from the west at 70 knots. A cold front will cross the area tonight, with any showers and thunderstorms dissipating overnight. High pressure will then build in, bringing drier, cooler, and less humid conditions Saturday. Dry weather continues Sunday, although it will be a bit warmer and more humid as southerly flow develops. The forecast for the Genesee Valley and Northern Finger Lakes, including Rochester, Geneseo, Canandaigua, Newark, and Fairhaven. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming light. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs ranging from the lower 70s on the hilltops to the mid-70s across the lower elevations. Light winds, becoming north around 10 miles an hour. Saturday night, mainly clear with some patchy fog developing overnight. Lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the upper 50s along the lake shore. Light winds. Sunday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise sunny. Warmer with highs ranging from the lower 80s on the hilltops to the mid-80s across the lower elevations. Light winds. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Warm and muggy with lows in the upper 60s. Light winds, becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the Southern Finger Lakes, including Penyan, Seneca Falls, and Auburn. Tonight, partly cloudy with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing from late evening on. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 10 miles an hour or less. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Light north winds. Saturday night, mainly clear. Lows in the mid-50s. Light winds. Sunday, sunny, warmer with highs in the mid-80s.
Alrighty, my friends, we are back here. Hope you guys are doing all right. We're just taking ourselves our dinner break here because, you know, your boy was getting quite hungry there. So anyways, we're doing all right, my friends. Glad to have you all here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Back at the radar, as we are still seeing not one, not two, but three severe thunderstorm warnings in effect across portions here of Connecticut into portions of Massachusetts while my alarm is going off on me. Anyways, actually, no, one just got canceled here, so we're actually dealing with a little bit less of action going on here. Definitely some good news. So we actually are only currently watching ourselves two warnings in effect. One across portion here of northern Connecticut. Areas here towards Mansfield Center, portions of South Coventry, portions here towards Stafford Springs, portions of Rockville, Crystal Lake. Now, areas of Rockville has already seen the storm pass by. This is more for areas ahead that's currently inside the storm. We're getting ready to be inside the storm here. But yeah. So once again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. We have this one basically in effect until 5:30. So we have a half hour to go before this does get canceled. So we have a little bit to go. But anyways. So this will be in effect, guys, until 5:30 Eastern. Like I said, the main concern with this guy is just 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in quarter-size hail. Let's go and see here. Welcome back, says AFW. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Nerd says, hey, yo, Andrew. What's up? What's up, Nerd? Hope you're doing all right, my friend. And thank you so much earlier, Nerd, for the support on the channel. Greatly, greatly appreciated, my friend. But yeah. So like I was saying, this is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail being a possibility. Now here's the thing. Across portions of Massachusetts, on the eastern side, we are actively dealing with ourselves another severe thunderstorm warning. This is still in effect. This is that same system that did impact Boston just a little bit ago here. Now Boston is relatively out of this for the most part, but here's the thing. The more we look at the radar view, it kind of looks like that we are starting to see another little shower system. Not necessarily a big storm or anything, but another little shower complex moving its way towards the Boston area. So a little bit more rain could be possible across the Boston area here over the next little bit. But that is, that is kind of what we are talking about here in regard to this warning. So, places this does include is portions of Bridgewater, portions of Hanson. Bridgewater's not really getting anything at the moment, but this is mostly for portions of Brockton, Whitman, portions of Hanson, Stanfish, portions of Norwell, Liberty Plain, West Hanover, Randolph here, portions of Sharon, Canton, and Stoughton. So that is kind of what we are watching as of now. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is just for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So just damaging wind potential is with this storm here. Other than that, that's about it. But yeah, new special marine warning looks like it got issued for the Portland area here towards Maine, right off the coast here. For obviously towards like Cape Elizabeth, portions of Kennebunkport, it's kind of a weird name. Portions here towards Ognaquit. Ogunquit. Ognaquit. Okay, I don't know if that's right or not, but anyway, so for around those areas, yeah, we are seeing ourselves the possibility of maybe, just maybe, some impacts to the boaters out there in regard to, obviously, capsizing of vessels and stuff like that. Now, here's a thing that, yeah, this is actually pretty daggone crazy here. Now, if we take a look here back at the Twitter view, we actually have a report coming in from Colton in Connecticut. So this is actually what's going on here. This is actually reported by Colton, but uploaded by Andrew Janes. The dude shares the same name with me. But anyways, let's go and take a look at this here really quickly, you guys. So this is a big old shelf cloud, apparently. Wow, look at that. So that's what a shelf cloud looks like if you guys do not know what that looks like. Wow, look at that. You can kind of start to see this turquoise hue inside of it, kind of that little grayish blue color. Now that's kind of representing that we might be seeing just a little bit of hail associated with that whatever system that this is in. They said that this is in Connecticut. That's all they say. Connecticut weather at WX stand for weather. But anyways, so mostly this is in Connecticut. That's all we know by far. I mean, there's really not much to the state of Connecticut either. I mean, it's a pretty small state, not as small as Rhode Island though. But if we take a look here back at the main view, back at the radar view, here's the state of Connecticut. Probably, I would assume, is associated with this system currently going on here at the moment. So that is something we need to definitely watch out for. But yeah, so definitely is pretty crazy. Let's see, we got ourselves a report from Lightning, says Devin. So let's see that. Let's go and move on back here really quickly, guys, to the Twitter view. Wow, some horizontal lightning, some CC lightning apparently is on this. Look at this. Okay, so obviously, here it goes. Here goes nothing, y'all. So let's go ahead and turn this on. So, wow. Golly. Look at that. Ends with a CG charge. Couple of them. Let's go do it again. Nope. But look at that. Look at that. It starts over here, and it kind of zooms back. Oh, that's really, really cool. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely really, really neat. Well, thank you so much there for reporting that there, Devin. Definitely is pretty daggone cool, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so when it comes to lightning too, I mean, obviously lightning is a concern on its own. You always gonna be watching out for lightning, because that's obviously it's a bad thing too as well. you know, it's a life-threatening thing is lightning too. So obviously that's kind of the case. But anyway, so as of right now, we're watching. Like I said, we have a few severe thunderstorm warnings. We have 3 in Idaho, which we're not going to be really paying attention to in this live stream. Because, like I said, it's out of the area we're mainly watching. Like I said, the reason we're doing a severe weather coverage for today is across portions of, obviously, the Northeast. And as of right now, we have 1 in Connecticut and Massachusetts. Like I said, Connecticut, we have 1 in effect for portions like South Coventry, portions of Storrs, Stafford Springs here. But areas like towards Rockville, you're mostly in the clear. Same thing for Vernon, Manchester as well in Massachusetts. Now, across portions of Connecticut. In portions here of eastern Massachusetts, we actually are watching the severe thunderstorm warning. This is associated with that same storm that just moved its way through the Boston area, delivering quite a lightning show from what we actually saw back there a little bit ago. Pretty daggone crazy. But obviously areas here towards like Sharon, Stoughton, portions here towards Brockton, Whitman, West Hanover. You know, these areas here, basically, those areas there it's like I said, they are under a severe thunderstorm warning, and the reason is because we think that 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts might be a big concern in regard to this specific storm. So, like I was saying, you guys, I mean, obviously, just please be safe out there. If you got any questions, let me know. Like I said, they did extend a special marine warning into the areas here off of the coast of Massachusetts, basically just to give a heads up for the boaters out there that, hey, due to locally higher wind gusts, and maybe up to 60 miles per hour, could be possible. Now, due to locally higher wind gusts and everything like that, basically just saying, that can create hazardous seas, and obviously in regard to sailboats and stuff like that, can easily capsize vessels. So when it does come to that, obviously that's kind of a big concern there. But anyway, so once again, we have now a new warning that just now popped up here. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect, my friends. This now includes portions of Danielson, portions here of Putnam, portions here towards, let's consider Harrisville, including Harmony, Greenville. So this is now a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's just an extension warning because I think they're about to expire this one here at any minute. The time that this does expire is 5:30, but I feel like they might pull it off a little bit earlier because the storm has mostly moved its way out of the region there. But anyways, regardless, yeah, so new warning in effect here for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts being a possibility. The severe thunderstorm watch here is still in effect. That's what the big pink block is. Across portions of, obviously, New Hampshire, portions here towards, southern Maine, southern Vermont, eastern New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and obviously Connecticut. This is that severe thunderstorm watch. This is number 523, and this will be in effect, you guys, basically until 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So that's kind of what we're looking at as of right now. Like I said, we just now seen new thunderstorm warning, a new severe thunderstorm warning just get issued across between portions of northeastern Connecticut and 2 portions of northern Rhode Island. Once again, for damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 60 miles per hour being a possibility. So we're going to keep on watching it. And like I said, we still have that one warning that's just south of Boston. We did see it's the same system that we just seen move through the Boston area. Like I said, driven a pretty crazy lightning show across Boston here just a little bit ago. Obviously, that storm is still ongoing now, kind of pushing out towards the east. Now, eventually, I'd say maybe near towards Cape Cod, eventually might get impacted by this. It's kind of hard to tell, but, areas here could indeed possibly see right here towards that little bay area, could obviously get impacted pretty strong with this. Let's go ahead and see here, but yeah. Hello, it's really pouring rain, says Berlindo. Obviously, stay safe there, my friend. Miss Anonymous says, severe thunderstorm warning for Bristol County until 5. I have wind and bad thunder. Well, obviously, stay safe there, my friend. Like I said, if you have any questions, Miss Anonymous, let me know, and, we'll definitely be here for you guys. But once again, my friends, yeah, we just seen a new warning got issued. Now, this guy down here, we're not really seeing anything too crazy. 7 mile per hour winds. But yeah. So, honestly, I'd say that this storm, might have, watch out for this guy, as it could go eventually severe warn. Speaking of, anyways, though, we have ourselves a, oh, wow. So here's actually a report coming in here from Devin. This is like kind of more of an on this day type of thing, which is really nuts. But here we go. So this is basically on this. So this is from 2 years ago today. Any of you guys remember Hurricane Laura that impacted Louisiana? It impacted Louisiana's side coast as a Category 4. Wow, I remember that. And then last year we had Ida, Ida was over here, more towards the eastern side of Louisiana, but still, look at that. That was Laura. Absolutely a beast of a storm. So, but yeah, so that was Hurricane Laura. And like I said, speaking of, guys, the tropics is definitely heating up here. Let's see. We got ourselves a report coming through here. Actually, look at this. So we're actually looking at this here very, very closely. Let's see. This is a tree down with power line entanglement at 1601 Avenue. No injuries. Good. So this was reported by Sam, and this was uploaded at 21:06 UTC. So it's 21:0. So you can see it's 21:10 right now. So this was literally just 4 minutes ago. Was whenever this was reported. But regardless, though, like I said, we have a flash flood warning in effect too across portions of northern Connecticut. Obviously, we've seen a lot of decent amount of rainfall and stuff like that. But yeah, so that is something that we are going to need to definitely watch here over the next little bit. So here's some footage coming in here from Devon again. This is actually currently some flooding that's going on here towards Jackson, Mississippi. If we take a look here down back at our Twitter view, you'll see, look at that, lots and lots of flooding going on here towards Jackson, Mississippi. Wow. Goodness, look at all that. So those lampposts should not be underwater. Golly, yeah. A lot of the southeast, I mean, they've been dealing with lots and lots of rainfall over the last several days, really. No way. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, like I said, a lot of these places have been dealing with excessive amounts of rainfall across the southeast. I mean, that was even the same system that did drive. Obviously, that was the same system that even drove a bit of flooding across portions of Texas as well. It was actually pretty daggone crazy. Anyways, so we have some new updates here. That warning that was in effect here for portions of Massachusetts, they just now canceled it. The one here for portions of like Randolph and surrounding areas here, that is no longer in effect here. I really believe that this back warning is about to be. I really believe that this back warning is about to be canceled here across portions of Rockville. Because, like I said, the storm has already moved past Rockville for the most part, in Manchester and obviously towards Vernon as well. The storm is mostly out of the region. It's just the areas here to the east that's still seeing a little bit of this storm action towards like Storrs. But for the most part, that's mostly over. I really think they're going to get rid of this severe thunderstorm warning here before the time expires. Because it basically has it until... so basically this is in effect here until 5:30, which is basically, let's see, about 18 more minutes. But I really don't think that this warning is going to probably even last that long, just considering a lot of the storm action has kind of died down and moved out of the warned area. And like I said, we just recently got that new warning being issued, that new severe thunderstorm warning being issued for portions of northeastern Connecticut and to portions of the northern section here of Rhode Island. So the new warning does include portions of Harmony, portions of Danielson, obviously Putnam as well, North Grosvenor, 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 North Grosvenor Dale. I think that's how you pronounce that. It's pretty daggone hard to read there. Anyways, towards portions of Pascagoula, portions of Harrisville, Harmony, and Greenville. So that's obviously the areas here now with that new severe thunderstorm warning here, where the main concern is 60-mile-an-hour winds. So that can obviously lead to some damage. If you have some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, it's obviously not anything good here. But yeah, so that is kind of what we are talking about. And so we are definitely going to keep an eye on it. But like I said, my friends, thank you so much for... thank you guys for joining us here for today. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. I usually don't ask for much of you guys, so if you could, it'd be greatly appreciated. But once again, thank you guys so much. But yeah, so I believe that the main warning here is about to be canceled. I guess we could take a peek here towards Idaho, because we do have a little bit of action going on here across the southeastern side, towards like Georgetown and portions of Sharon. Another one here south of Daniels and northwest of Maud City. Let's see. Quarter-size hail, not even damaging wind gusts is a concern. So it's mostly just a hail threat. It looks like ping pong ball size hail. Okay, so that's actually pretty interesting here. So, so these guys in Idaho, those ones do not look to be severe in regard to damaging wind potential, but more of that hail possibility. Meanwhile, while these storms that we're watching here in the northeast has more of that damaging wind possibility, with a secondary hail threat and obviously an isolated tornado or two, could not be ruled out. And that's kind of the part we're watching here as of right now. Like right now, we've already had a tornado warning for today. It was in Connecticut earlier, but luckily looking pretty good here. Now, something I'm just now starting to notice is where this report came through here with trees down with power line entanglement. This was right where that tornado warning was at. If we go back a while ago. So if we actually pull this back here, I don't know. Yeah, the scan doesn't go back that far anymore. But we did have a tornado warning for portions here of that northern section of the state. So obviously, now there's no report that tornado touched down, so I don't know. It's probably just some wind damage, but still, it's just kind of interesting to think about. But anyway, so yeah, we have special marine warnings here off the coast of southern Maine. Obviously across portions here of the eastern side of Massachusetts as well, as we are watching ourselves that severe threat move its way into the waters now. And obviously at this point, I mean, this will be posing a threat for the boaters out there. You got to think, with winds, the winds actually create the waves, if you didn't know. Winds actually create waves. And basically, if you have some strong winds, this can locally increase the waves. And obviously, with waves, you can have the possibility of capsizing with vessels that are not suitable for that type of conditions. So obviously, with that being said, plus the damaging wind factor, with especially sailboats, you got to think, those damaging winds hitting the sides of those sailboats will easily knock them over and cause them to capsize, and who knows, potentially even sink. So obviously, let's hope that that's not the case. And but like I said, there is those warnings, those special marine warnings that is in place here, just right off the coast of Boston. For the Boston Harbor here. I mean, it is relatively, still kind of stormy here, mostly just east of it for the most part. You can kind of see towards like Short Acres and Humarock, kind of around those regions there. It's still pretty stormy. But anyways, so that is kind of what we're watching here. But like I said, I do believe this one warning is going to be expired here relatively soon. Like I said, it has the normal warning. It has, like I said, obviously it does have that severe warning in effect here, but it mostly has moved out of a lot of these areas. And like I said, recently they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for these areas here towards like Putnam and Danielson and Harmony and Pascagoula and North Grosvenordale. So that's kind of where we're looking at. That is kind of what we're looking at here in regard to the active storms. But other than that, things look like they are starting to continue to progress their way eastward. I think we're mostly, honestly, I think a lot of the event is mostly over here for the most part across the northeast. But like I said, some severe storms can continue for the next little bit. We're not heading off here yet, but I'm just saying that it looks like the most of it is over here. I got the same report coming from Colton as I do here from Devon. Both of you guys, both Colton and Devin, has sent me this this image here. But here's some beautiful, this is what we call Mamatis clouds. Absolutely beautiful. And this is usually associated with a pretty nasty storm. Look at that. Absolutely crazy. So once again, I mean, seriously, very, very beautiful. Very, very is beautiful. So obviously, well, thank you guys, both Colton as well as Devin, for obviously sending those reports there. They just actually updated that polygon. So they got rid of it for areas like towards Rockville, obviously. And so, yeah, Rockville's no longer in that at the moment. Now, like I was saying, that's kind of what we're seeing here. So obviously towards like, South Coventry, portions of Manfield Center, we still have the warning in effect here. Now, this will probably now expire at 5:30. So, so they definitely did cancel it for Rockville. So that's definitely some good news. But like I said, we have a new warning in place, actually ahead of this one for areas of Putnam and Danielson. This will remain in effect here until 5:30 as well. So both of these will expire, I believe, at 5:30. Make sure you double check on that. 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we have ourselves 12 more minutes to go before both of these warnings do get canceled here. So these are about to be canceled here relatively soon. And with that being said, if these get canceled, we're going to hang around here for a few more minutes, and we're going to talk about it. Speaking of which, we just got a new update on the Severe Thunderstorm Watch. They actually removed it for portions of, obviously towards, southern Maine and portions here of, New Hampshire. That's actually no longer there anymore. I did cover a decent amount of New Hampshire, as you remember. So this is actually, the severe threat's actually kind of starting to diminish a little bit. So that's definitely some good news, but still, it's still, obviously we can still expect, a decent amount of, possibility of some severe weather to happen still. Basically until around sunset is whenever it's possible. But once the time starts going past sunset at that point, honestly, that's whenever the potential is going to start diving down and really start kind of dying out there. Because obviously you need that ground to be constantly being heated up by the sun. And if it can't do that if the sun's already down. So we're about to see these warnings get canceled here at about 11 minutes or so. And like I said, we're going to hang around here for a few more minutes after this just to see if anything does happen. But it looks like, we're probably going to be here till at least this line tries to get closer to the way off here. Obviously this thing could pose a severe threat for like Rhode Island. So we're probably going to stay here until this line kind of moves its way off the coast. But once this line moves through, I'd say it's probably going to be the next hour or so. Then obviously that's probably when we'll be cutting the live stream for today. But right now we're still going to be here for y'all for a little bit. And we're going to head out we're going to hang out with you for you guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and see here. Severe thunderstorm in Georgetown, Idaho. So yeah, we were watching the Idaho storms too. It's mostly for a hail threat today. Meanwhile, with these storms in the northeast is more for a damaging wind threat with a secondary hail threat. The Union asks, is Frisco okay? Which Frisco? Which one are you talking about? There's multiple Friscos, I believe. Let's go see. Andrew Nightbot is really annoying. Yeah, it really, really is. I'm going to work on that here soon. I know I keep on saying that, but I always forget. So someone who's in the live stream right now, who has me on Discord, send me a message right now and say, fix Nightbot. Like some of you, either Devin or Courtney or any one of you guys who has me on Discord. And speaking of Discord, if you guys do want to join it, it's there in the description. But like I was saying though, like, just remind me because I'm always forgetting every single time I get offline. But yeah. But once again, you guys, so yeah, we are watching this active warning that is in effect here. We are definitely going to keep an eye on this here at the moment. Now, most of the severity has indeed looked like it has moved off of the coast here. That's some good news, but actually really bad news for the boaters out there. We did have a special marine warning that was in effect here for portions of Portland, Cape Elizabeth. This has now been canceled, no longer in effect. So we're looking relatively fine. But yeah. So once again, you guys, just thank you all for joining us, and thank you guys for being here, part of this here for today. So I tell you what, we're actually going to pull up the models here really quickly. I want to pull up the HRRR really quickly. I want to go ahead and show you all what I'm looking at when it does come to these storms here for today. Now, if we pull up the overall radar view in regard to what is expected, yeah, honestly, let's go ahead and switch over to that here right now. But for what it looks like, it really looks like that activity is going to start kind of dying out here, maybe around 7 or so. Maybe showing some more showers and maybe a few isolated storms happening pretty much after, sunset here. It's possible. It's definitely a possibility. But anyways, regardless, honestly, it looks like a lot of the action really does start to kind of die out across the regions there. But that is what we're talking about. Let's see here. Frisco, Texas. So in regard to Texas, yeah, nothing's really going on in Texas. I can tell you right now, you're fine. Like I said, the main concern for today is just across the northeast. I mean, we do have a severe weather threat here, not in Texas, but we also have another one across the northern plains into the upper northwest, pretty much, for areas of Montana, Wyoming, and the western Dakotas, which I'll go ahead and show you guys really quickly, just to give you guys a little idea of where it's at. So we have two threats. Obviously, we're covering the one up here in the northeast, but this one is a smaller threat, but it's still a severe weather threat across the western side of the Dakotas and northeastern Wyoming, and obviously the eastern side here of, Montana. So obviously we have two areas we're watching today, but like I said, the main concern is the one across the northeast, where that's where the tornado probability is. For one, that's also where the damaging winds are the most possible strongest, and obviously in regard to hail, obviously that is kind of what we're looking at. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the main concerns here for today. Like I was saying, though, the main concern is damaging winds, followed by that hail threat, and then maybe an isolated tornado or two, which we actually have seen. Like I said, we actually have seen, we actually did see a tornado warning earlier that did get issued here across portions of northern Connecticut. That actually did happen earlier. But as of right now, let's actually take a look at velocity here. That's something we haven't done in a little bit. Ooh, what's going on there? Okay, that might be a little bit of an area to watch here. Let's see if this even pulls up on the other scan. Okay, so it kind of looks like a little bit of weak rotation. Very, very weak rotation, maybe just north of Colchester. Might be something we need to watch, but honestly, I'm not really too concerned about it as of right now, being honest with you. It pops up right there as well. So both the radars are pulling this up. So we'll see. We'll definitely just watch it. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Let me see here. Jonathan says, hi, I hope that you're having a good day. You too, Jonathan. Thank you so much for your support. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And I hope you're having a wonderful day as well. It does look like they just updated that watch again. They did. They got rid of it for Vermont and portions of western Massachusetts and northwestern portions here of Connecticut. So the watch is actually narrowing down here. It really, really is. And like I said, it's going to be continuing here basically until this line, I mean, this is the line that we're talking about, until this moves off the side here. You know, that's kind of when that happens. But, you know, honestly, I really do think they should honestly probably got rid of it here in Massachusetts as well. I mean, once that front passes, once that cold front moves through your location, that's basically whenever, you know, once it moves through the region, the chances for thunderstorm instantly drops down, because it's basically the cold front is using up all of that energy in the atmosphere, and basically behind the cold front is more stable conditions, which for thunderstorms you need unstable conditions, in which that's what we have on the cold front and ahead of the cold front is these unstable conditions. But anyways, so yeah, you know, we're probably going to see this in effect here for not too much longer. You know, honestly, I think a lot of the coverage is mostly over for today, y'all. So thank you all for joining us today. Julie says, hi, what's up? Hope you're doing all right, my friend. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure how much longer we are going to be live here. I'm probably just going to wait. I'm going to at least wait till these warnings get canceled here. And we'll definitely keep an eye on it. But, you know, definitely. Let's go ahead and see here. But once again, my friends, you know, thank you so much for joining us here for today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. You guys are the best. Now, right now, we're dealing with 4 active warnings here in the United States, 2 in Connecticut. And we have 1 going off here in southeastern Idaho, across portions here towards, you know, north of Sharon, towards Georgetown. Obviously, portions here, another one towards Daniels. And just relatively south of Daniels, west of Mold City. So, obviously, that's another one that's in effect here. So, but this one, like I said, is not really a damaging wind concern, but more of a hail concern. Like I said, the one right here we were just looking at, for portions of south of Daniels and northwest of Mold City. This is for quarter-size hail, but this guy up to the north here is kind of dying out here towards Georgetown for ping-pong ball-size hail, but, you know, honestly, it looks like it's starting to die out. It's starting to go outflow dominant from what it looks like, and it is starting to kind of, obviously, kind of die out there. So, obviously, that is some great news. Obviously, that's kind of what we want to deal with, is no more severe weather across those regions. And like I was saying, you know, this line is moving through might has the possibility of producing maybe some localized gusty winds and obviously maybe some small hail as well. But like I was saying, though, you know, for the most part, these warnings are about to expire. These 2 severe thunderstorm warnings we have in effect are actually about to expire here in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So we have until 21:30 UTC, or basically 5:30 p.m. Eastern for the people following along on the Eastern time zone. But yeah, so that's about to expire here relatively soon. But, you know, I just want to go ahead and give a big thanks to you guys. You know, thank you all for joining us here for today. If you're new to the channel, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. Be greatly appreciated. If you guys do want to support the channel in regard to, like, donating and stuff like that, check out the links in the description as well as in the chat. Like I said, I don't really care about donations, but obviously it does help out the channel, and if you guys do want to follow along. New warning is now in effect here across portions here of Norwich and, let's see, Jewett City. So this is now something we got to watch here as well. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So, obviously, we are going to be, we're going to be here for a little bit longer now that the new warning just got issued here. Probably going to be here until most of this line is out of the region. I'd say at least by 6 or so. But anyway, so yeah, new severe just popped up here, right here towards, so Jewett City, Norwich as well, and, you know, portions here just north of, you know, Old Mystic. Directly north of Old Mystic. This is in the state here of eastern Connecticut. And like I was saying, I mean, this line of storms is tracking its way towards the Rhode Island area. You know, this is tracking its way towards the, you know, the Rhode Island area. But anyways, so like I said, that is something we are watching. So obviously Jewett City is now included with this. These 2 warnings are about to be expired here, so we're about to just be left with 1. But yeah, so once again, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect here. This one expires here, let's see, at 6:15 Eastern. So we have about 45 minutes to go on this one. See, don't end the live stream. I'm sending you an incredible lightning strikes on Twitter. Okay. Sounds cool, my friend. But let's go and see. We got ourselves, wow. Here comes a damaging wind report coming in from New Hampshire, 68 miles per hour. This was as of 4:07 local, so this was obviously over an hour ago Eastern. Anyways, regardless though, this is definitely pretty crazy. So this was local time at 4:07 here. This is 8 miles east-southeast of Rye, New Hampshire. 68 mile per hour wind gust was reported, which is definitely crazy. But anyway, so yeah, we're definitely going to we're going to watch out for that. Here comes another report as well of some crazy storms here. Let's go and take a look at this here, y'all. Really quickly. Here's actually the view. So here's obviously some of that storm action there in Massachusetts. You can obviously tell that the winds are pretty gusty. You know, obviously causing wow. Okay, that's a little bit more than just gusty. That's actually quite like damaging winds. But anyways, it's actually pretty daggone crazy there. So watch out for you know, just kind of give you guys an idea of what we're talking about. Haley wants to know, did I block Nightbot? No, Nightbot's not a real person, if you guys know that. Nightbot is a moderator on our channel. And I do see that there was, who was it? Was it AFW? Or someone was mocking the bot. That's what I've been seeing here. Let's see. AFW says, Colorado expecting anything other than some basic thunderstorms. So, yeah, in regard to severe weather, it's just not expected across those locations. Like I said, there's 2 different isolated areas. One between northeastern Wyoming, one across the eastern side of Montana and the western Dakotas. That's where that one threat is. And then obviously we have ourselves, this threat today is across the northeast, obviously across, you know, from as high north as, you know, northeastern Pennsylvania into central and northern New Jersey and up. That's where that severe weather threat is. Anyways, here comes another report coming through here. See, tree down with power line entanglement. Let's see, this one's showing us, whoa, hold on. 9 to 12 inch diameter tree fell into westbound lane of Rainbow Road, snapped approximately 10 feet above the ground. Holy cow. Okay, that's actually really crazy. Anyways, definitely is quite nuts here. So here we go. Here comes a, obviously here comes a video coming in from Kevin. Let's go ahead and play this for y'all. Go ahead and show y'all exactly what we're looking at. So this is from Kevin, apparently. There's a distance lightning strike there, y'all see. Right there. Definitely is pretty cool. I can see your excitement there, Kevin. Definitely is pretty neat. Here's another one here behind a building. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Definitely does mean a lot. But anyway, so let's see here. How is Tennessee looking? So it's looking, Tennessee's fine right now. Like I said, there's nothing really severe going on in Tennessee at all. In regard to what's actually happening in Tennessee right now, there's a little bit of shower activity towards the central and eastern side, maybe a few rumbles of thunder being possible, but anything severe is just not really expected, honestly. I think you're relatively fine. But once again, guys, we just recently had a severe thunderstorm warning being issued for portions of eastern portions of Connecticut. Like I said, most of the event has mostly died down for the most part, which is definitely some great news. Like I was saying, though, for portions of Jewett City, portions toward Norwich, you know, Colchester here, or Colchester, sorry, south here of Willimantic, I think that's how you pronounce that. Anyway, so this is a new warning in effect for mainly just 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and obviously the main concern also is, secondary concern, I should say, is also the possibility of maybe seeing some quarter-size hail, which both in the hail and the damaging wind perspective, that is considered severe. And like I said, we actually did see ourselves a little bit of, we did have that watch that extended all the way up here to portions of southern Vermont, all the way up into New Hampshire and portions of southern Maine. And obviously a little bit more counties here in eastern sides of, you know, like I said, obviously the eastern sides here of, you know, New York State. But anyways, regardless, though, a lot of that watch has gotten canceled here. Like I said, go ahead and show you guys, remove the radar for a second. But like I said, obviously the areas here towards Massachusetts and obviously towards like Rhode Island and Connecticut and basically southern portions of New York State. This is what's left of that severe thunderstorm watch. Big correction there. This is what's left over of that severe thunderstorm watch. Number 523 that is in effect here until 8 o'clock. Now that's generally when the watch expires. You know, that's whenever the watch expires completely. But could it expire earlier? Yeah, I'd say it's possible. But right about now, you know, like I was saying, as we're looking at right now, we're seeing that line mostly move its way out of the country. I mean, honestly, I'd give it about an hour to 2 hours or so. You know, 1 to 2 hours. This whole line is going to be out of the region. It's going to be relatively gone away from the northeast. So obviously, like I said, areas here towards Rhode Island is kind of what is happening right now. So areas of Rhode Island should probably prepare for this, you know, because nothing really severe is warned for Rhode Island right now. But like I said, we do have a severe warned storm just to the west here, kind of towards like Hope Valley. But like I said, obviously towards like Norwich and, you know, Jewett City, that's kind of right there where that severe thunderstorm warning is currently in effect here. So that's kind of what we're looking at. That is indeed what we are seeing here. But once again, my friends, please be safe out there. If you got any questions, let me know. We're going to be here for you guys. If you are new to the channel, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated, my friends. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. Devin says, be back later, everyone. All right, see you later, Devin. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all so much. So like I said, greatly appreciated to have you guys here for today. And like I said, for tomorrow, we are planning on going live as well. Because actually, tomorrow, we do have a severe weather threat across portions of the north. And a pretty large threat, actually. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where severe weather will be possible for tomorrow. So, pretty decent threat here for tomorrow across portions all the way starting up in northeastern Texas, or the northeastern panhandle of Texas, I should say. Driving its way through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, northwestern Missouri, and through Iowa. A lot of Minnesota and western Wisconsin portions included with this. And like I said, there is a tornado possibility across the green here. Pretty low chance, but honestly, it's kind of bigger than today's tornado potential. Might be something to watch out for. Damaging winds and hail is kind of the main primary concern. So hail and damaging winds is tied in regard to the main concern, with the secondary concern in this case being tornadoes. So obviously we got to watch out for some more severe storms, stretching all the way down from portions of Texas all the way up into portions here towards Minnesota here. But that's kind of what we were talking about. But anyway, so that's kind of, that is kind of what we are watching at. So just once again, y'all, we got to keep on watching these storms here for tomorrow as well, because, they could pose some possible severe threats as well in regard to all hazards being a possibility. Alrighty, so, but like I was saying, I think this line's about to move through. Honestly, the more I think about it, we might as well just end the live stream here relatively soon. I think we might head off here relatively soon, my friends. So, guys, if you did enjoy it, like I said, obviously, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated, y'all. Yeah, you can see the severe counter is going down a lot, too. I think a lot of the severe activity is mostly done for today. In regard to rotation, it doesn't, well, that's... it's kind of broadness, but honestly, like I said, obviously, I think the most of it is mostly over for today. So just keep an eye on the weather here over the next little bit. I think we're getting ready to head off here relatively soon. I mean, we have been live here for over 3.5 hours for y'all. So obviously, at some point here soon, we're gonna have to head off here. But I just want to go ahead and say a big thank you goes to you guys for helping out the channel. I mean, obviously, special thanks goes to Nerd for the super chat today for our donation. Greatly appreciated. And like I said, if you guys do want to help us out with radar and stuff like that, obviously radar programs and stuff like that, like I said, check out the link in the description. It'd be greatly appreciated. We also have our merch and stuff like that. We actually sell our polo shirt there on our merch store. If you guys want to check that out. Can I check Virginia? So yeah, in Virginia we actually have a cell. We were watching here towards south of Charlottesville. This is for portions of let's see, Cobesville. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. It's kind of baseline here. This is just southwest of Orange. But that is one of the warnings we have in effect here for Albemarle. And of course we have one in Idaho as well, and obviously that's what we're talking about. Let's go ahead and see here. So obviously, Haley says, I enjoy the weather coverage because it's so awesome and cool. Well, thank you so much, Haley. Greatly appreciated. Karen says, have a wonderful evening, Andrew. Thank you for all you do. You're very, very welcome, Karen. Thank you for joining us here for today. But yeah, so I think we're going to go ahead and head off here relatively soon, my friends. Like I said, we've already seen a lot of action already kick off. Now, for the areas here in southeastern Connecticut and portions of central and southern Rhode Island, keep an eye on the weather for the next 2 hours or so because severe storms are going to still be possible across those locations. But the cold front has mostly moved its way through the region here. Obviously, that watch got canceled for a lot of places, and it's expected to cancel around 8 o'clock Eastern. So we have ourselves about 2.5 hours or so before that does get canceled. But anyways, y'all, thank you for joining us here for today. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys are on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy the live stream for today. But yeah, like I said, I was planning on going live here for a little bit longer, but I think there's really no need to, honestly. The more I think about it, like I said, really, it's just these little areas of land. I mean, this probably isn't even, 30, 40 miles long. So, I mean, like I said, it is, I can just tell you now for those areas to watch out towards, like, Hope Valley, West Kingston, Ashaway, Wakefield as well. Yeah, those areas should keep an eye on the weather. They should watch it over the next 1 to 2 hours or so because, obviously, those storms is... obviously those storms is still going to be possible as this line is pushing through. But as of right now, like I said, we have one more warning. This is the last update here for portions of Norwich, Jewett City, portions here of Colchester, south of South Windham. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that will remain in effect for basically until 6:15, so we have a little bit to go here. In regard to this, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail is a possibility. So maybe just some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour could be damaging, but obviously quarter-size hail as well being a possibility. Let's continue. Nothing for outer Cape Cod tonight. So I'd say Cape Cod should definitely watch out for this, as this line is going to be passing over you. There you go. There's a while ago. That's that tornado warning we were talking about here in northern Connecticut, where these reports magically came in here. Anyways, but yeah, so that's now well off the past here. I'd say it's still possible. Watch out for Cape Cod later on, especially towards like Nantucket as well, as this this line is going to be moving through your region here just in a little bit. But all right, my friends, I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for joining us for today, and it's greatly, greatly appreciated. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night, and hope you guys take care. All right, my friends, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to the ending screen here. That is the last of the severe weather coverage for today. The coverage is about to end here in about 5 minutes, so the stream's going to end in 5 minutes, by the way. Just letting you know, because we set a timer here. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining us here. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And like I said, guys, if you all want to check out the channel, obviously check out all our stuff here in the description for our donation. Obviously, our merchandise and stuff like that. If you guys do want to check that out, like I said, I'm not forcing you guys to. I'm just saying if you guys would like to check that out, obviously in the description. Also, pinned in chat. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Friday night. And like I said, I will catch you guys tomorrow for some severe weather coverage, just a plan at least. I'm not exactly sure what time I'll be live, but I'll have enough. I'll have it up before we do go live, so you guys will definitely be able to tell. But I'll dive more into that here in a little bit. But all right, my friends, thank you all for joining us, and I'll catch you all here in the next one. Take care, y'all. Peace out.
5 to 10 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Monday, mostly cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 80s. Tuesday, showers likely and a chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-80s. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, partly cloudy. A 30% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 70s. Lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 70s. Lows in the mid-50s. Friday, partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-70s. Lows in the lower 50s. This is the NOAA Weather Radio KHA 53 in Rochester. Your source for official weather information across the Western Finger Lakes and the Genesee Valley. KHA 53 operates on a frequency of 162.40 MHz. The 5 p.m. weather at Rochester, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 73 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius, the dew point 69 and the relative humidity 87%. The wind was southwest at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.91 inches and rising. Repeating at Rochester, it was partly sunny, temperature 73 degrees. Around the region at 5 p.m. at Syracuse, thunder was reported, with a temperature of 76. It was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 80 at Niagara Falls, and 75 at Toronto. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 77 at Erie, 77 at Buffalo, and 77 at Watertown. At Oswego, winds were west at 60 knots, with a temperature of 75 degrees. The Central Lake Ontario buoy winds were from the west at 14 knots. A cold front will cross the area tonight, with any showers and thunderstorms dissipating overnight. High pressure will then build in, bringing drier, cooler, and less humid conditions Saturday. Dry weather continues Sunday, although it will be a bit warmer and more humid as southerly flow develops. The forecast for the Genesee Valley and Northern Finger Lakes, including Rochester, Geneseo, Canandaigua, Newark, and Fairhaven. Tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms early, then mostly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming light. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs ranging from the lower 70s on the hilltops to the mid-70s across the lower elevations. Light winds, becoming north around 10 miles an hour. Saturday night, mainly clear with some patchy fog developing overnight. Lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the upper 50s along the lake shore. Light winds. Sunday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise sunny. Warmer with highs ranging from the lower 80s on the hilltops to the mid-80s across the lower elevations. Light winds. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Warm and muggy with lows in the upper 60s. Light winds, becoming south 5 to 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the southern Finger Lakes, including Penyan, Seneca Falls, and Auburn. Tonight, partly cloudy with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy from late evening on. Some patchy fog developing from late evening on. Lows in the lower 60s. Northwest winds 10 miles an hour or less. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Light north winds. Saturday night, mainly clear. Lows in the mid-50s. Light winds.